You haven't been
gone
here.
For a while.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome to the Barrel Roll News post-credit
show.
April 27, 2019. Yeah, keep doing that. We're part of the Avengers, undercover group where we just put our faces underneath. That's just it. I don't have a hood.
No one will recognize you.
I don't have a hood, though.
No one will recognize you.
Now they won't recognize me.
I put a hat on because... Actually, my hair's easy to do right now. I just put a hat on because it snowed outside, and I'm like, toque weather again.
Yeah,
mine was
sweet.
Mine was super bad. I normally don't hat.
Welcome to the post-credit show where we talk about games we played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd experiences, life experiences. Our lives are nerdy themselves.
Yes, usually that happens when you're a nerd.
Once in a while.
So nerd experiences are life experiences.
It's a life experience, one and the same.
Yeah, one and the same. I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
Welcome, guys.
We did that in a better order this time. Yeah, you didn't jump in fast enough.
He said it fast.
Well,
Yeah, you got it.
I
shot first.
My timing.
I shot first. I'll shoot first. I don't care.
Don't shoot first.
I haven't had dinner at home in 3 days. It's been great.
Life experience.
Life experience.
I ate an entire large Domino's pizza to myself.
I ate 2 lobster tails, a sausage, shrimp, and a thing of corn to myself in one sitting. That was delightful.
How was your nap after?
Pretty good. And then I had steak and potatoes the next night.
How was the nap for that?
Really good.
After that.
Yeah. Yesterday I just had appetizers, but...
Appetize.
So my dad took me out one night, my in-laws took me out the next night, and then we went out as staff yesterday, so I'm just like... Never
we're
eating
too
it.
tired to even do it.
Usually what happens on that day.
Yeah.
We're too tired to do anything as a staff.
We have very energetic people that organize things and pretty much just troll the hallways until they we're going here! Come! And you're just like,
Wow.
okay.
What are they, 20?
One of them's 23, the other one's 28, so yeah.
In their 20s.
We need
early 20s.
We actually need a pep squad. It works out pretty good. They got me this cup.
Yes.
You've been gone for a while.
I've been gone for a while.
Where have you gone to, Tony?
Where in the world has
Tony been going to?
I went to Japan.
Doo-wop.
Doop-doop-bop, doo-wop.
I'm getting into Bop all of a sudden in my head. I can't keep singing. You went to Japan.
I went to Japan, the land of everything that was...
Opportunity.
No. No, that's actually... No?
No?
Yes.
No.
It's
actually, opportunity.
It's actually no.
No.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
no. You don't want to try there. It's very difficult to get there.
You fly.
To live there is very difficult. Yeah, it's a...
Don't they live in pods and stuff?
No.
I've seen the hotels. You get
Hotel.
You get a pod.
That's a hotel.
That's not how people live.
No.
Oh, I live like a hotel.
You sleep on a bed.
Yeah, seriously,
Usually
I live like a hotel.
Transferable skills. Yeah, it was I think it was like an 11-hour flight there.
Sure.
And a 13-hour flight back.
And you forgot your cookies, so life couldn't have been easy.
I didn't forget cookies.
Yeah, you did. You were given Girl Guide cookies that you didn't take. I know, because they're sitting upstairs in my house.
I have another box at my place.
Yeah, well, you're getting another box before you go home today.
Why?
Why not? It's Girl Guide cookies.
Okay.
Take them to work. Make friends there.
They're already my friends.
Best friends.
Yeah. Now you're going to have even better friends.
So yeah, I went to Japan.
Yes, you did.
For a couple weeks, and basically AMA. Ask me anything.
You Disney'd?
We went to Disney Sea.
Yep.
Disney Sea specifically, because in Japan they have Disneyland and Disney Sea. It's basically like California Adventure and Disneyland.
Cool.
It's exactly the same experience. Of there's 2 parks next to each other.
Different rides, different setups.
Different rides, different setup. You got to decide if you want to go to one or both or either.
All.
Although the difference between the California one is that it's literally like a walk around. Like you walk across it,
yeah,
and you get to the other park. And it's not that close.
Oh, they built
park.
separate.
It's very
so that
large.
makes
It's
it a bit
very
different.
Large. So if you spend a day in one park,
yep,
you're spending the whole day there.
Right.
We spent all day in Disney Sea because it's different than Disneyland. It's exclusive to Japan.
Yes.
The rides, the experiences, the overall feel of the park.
Yeah.
There's no Disney Castle in Disney Sea at all.
If they have Disneyland, then that's
it's all the castle in Disneyland.
Yeah.
In fact, the first thing you walk into when you go to Disney Sea, it feels like you're in Venice, except there's a giant mountain, volcano in the background.
So Pompeii.
Maybe I guess. Maybe
That's
more.
a bad thing.
What,
Maybe.
bro?
Maybe I guess. But yeah, like it's all a bayside setup.
Cool.
There's what are those boats that you see in Venice? Gondolas.
No.
No, not gondolas.
No.
Those boats.
Canoe.
No. Okay, Canadian.
Romantic canoe.
Romantic canoe. There's a romantic canoe.
There you go.
No,
I
gondolas
thought
is
it was
over.
gondola.
I think you're.
I thought gondolas was
hold
over.
on.
Romantic canoe.
Romantic canoe.
That's so Canadian.
That's what we're going with.
That's so
Canoe.
Canadian.
That's
of
what
us.
I'm. That's what I'm.
What's that? It's a
I'm
romantic
Googling
canoe.
romantic canoe. Oh, it's just giving me canoe love. Canadian geology.
This is getting way good. This is too good. Screw Epcot.
Okay.
Gondola. See what happens.
I'm going to.
I'm pretty sure gondola is the overhead one where it's like it's right.
I believe that's in my brain. That's what that is. It's both.
What? Gondola. That's weird. Okay, so I guess romantic canoe.
Romantic canoe.
So there's a romantic canoe.
Awesome.
Like they've got their own sort of waterway for that.
Yep.
The rides are way different, except they're different, but they're the same at the same time. For example, Indiana
Do
Jones.
a loop?
Hmm?
Do they both do a loop?
What do you mean by do a loop?
They're the same. They both rides do loops.
What loops?
What loops are we talking about?
On a ride, roller coaster loop.
You know what? Disney only has one roller coaster that does a loop.
There you go.
Two.
I was gonna say
sorry.
the Disney Sea. The only one that did a loop was Raging Spirits for me.
Cool.
Indiana Jones was there as a ride.
Yep.
Except instead of the Forbidden Light or something, or
Forbidden Temple.
Forbidden Temple, it's the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, they themed it.
They themed it.
That's
Except
the
it
worst
was.
movie.
I was gonna say because I sent that out. I was like, I'm gonna be disappointed in ride form, and I was thoroughly impressed by all of it.
Oh, because the rides are stellar. Because that's even.
So my understanding is they took the Forbidden Temple one.
Yep.
And they took Mara out and
Yep.
replaced it with a Crystal Skull.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
That's
that's
an
the
easy.
only thing. That's the only thing that's different.
Oh, that's an easy fix.
Except very easy fix.
No.
And instead of like, don't stare in the eye of Mara, it's don't stare in the eye of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, see, and I can get why they would do that because that would hit a lot of different audiences. Like when Forbidden Temple went in, it was this separate story to all the other. It was like Indiana Jones's other trip. You never saw this movie. This is
Yep.
its own exclusive thing. But when it went in, Indy was still big. Like you could draw in just with the Indiana Jones name, but having to, I can see
Yeah,
them
it's
newer
very-
park. You're
very
like,
different.
oh, let's
It's very different. And on top of that, it was all Japanese Harrison Ford
sweet.
trying to tell me the story. Which thankfully you can piece a lot of the stories together.
Sure.
It's not like rocket science. It's not
they're-
rocket science.
no.
Tower of Terror, way different than the one in Florida.
All right.
Very different. It's still the drop ride.
Is it a Hollywood Tower of Terror?
No.
All right, it's just a Tower of Terror.
So the backstory, the story from the Florida one, if you get me wrong, it's
Twilight Zone.
It's a Twilight Zone episode, and it's a family going up in the tower, right?
It
Something
is
like that?
it's a bunch of people going up in an elevator, get struck by lightning, and essentially it takes you to the Twilight Zone where weird stuff happens, and they kind of
So,
become
yeah.
ghosts. And that
So
kind
yeah,
of
this
stuff,
the Tower of Terror in Disney Sea is very different. It follows this archaeologist who brings up a totem back home from his trips, ends up being haunted, kills him in the elevator, and it's the story is you following him in the elevator.
Oh, cool.
And him killing you after killing.
Yeah, that's essentially this family drops
Yeah.
you. That's the shtick. Is like their ghosts are like, if we
What-
died, you die too.
And of course, it's the Disney thing where you walk through the entrance area,
Yeah.
and then they're kind of presenting you the story. So you're in his office, you see the actual totem up there, and then the lights like drop and then come back up, and the totem's gone. And it's like, holy crap! Like the first 5 seconds, it's like this is the coolest thing ever.
Disney parks, the
Yeah,
the
they do.
line itself is part of the ride, which is
I was gonna say, like, we had a lot of fun with the Indiana Jones one, the Tower of Terror, the I'm trying to think of other rides we went on that day. I don't think we went to any Little Mermaid stuff because I think that was more kids stuff. That was very
everything is kid stuff.
It was very well.
Which means it's awesome.
Well, Disney Sea is very adult oriented. It's very there's a lot more adult things there. It's
They
not-
do the same thing with California Adventure. There's
Right.
like the wine country area where you
Right.
can go and do all that stuff. But
Right. It's
yeah.
it's the equivalent of that. And they use the old fast pass system with
Oh,
the
nice.
tickets, with
Yep.
the ticket stuff, which so much more better, so much convenient, because it helps us plan our day way better. So it's like we'll get our fast pass. Oh, we can go between 11:15
Yep.
and 12:15. So that means we can either grab lunch right now, or walk around and see some stuff and get some pictures, and then go back, kind of thing.
Honestly, they could do the ticket system.
Because
And-
it's it's Florida that does the ticket system still, right? California does the Magic Band, or is it the other way
No,
around?
it's starting to flip. So Florida does the Magic Band,
Yeah.
which works fairly okay. Like you
The
scan it.
The problem with that is if you can book your fast passes like way in advance.
You can
right?
only book so many in advance. And dining counts as part of that and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So during the day, though, you can walk up and go, like,
Yeah.
beep, there's a
So-
machine.
yeah.
Like, you get the tickets
It's
from.
no different, yeah.
And then on the screen, it goes, okay, you
back.
can now come back between this time and this time. And then they send you a notification to your app.
Yeah.
Disneyland, it is, like, all through the app. So there's still, like, half tickets and half app. And the tickets now are just a reminder for... It's this giant mess of a.
in my
trying
mind-
to transition.
In my opinion, like the tickets are a little cleaner.
I
little
like
more. I like the convenience of the app, which really complicated how to get the app over there because it's region locked. The Disney Resorts app
Yep.
was region locked, so I couldn't actually download it until I got there. You can't download it while you're not across seas. So I could have booked all my fast passes on my app.
Right.
Okay, so that leads into a sub, like, what the hell? I tried to buy my tickets on the app,
Yep.
but it wouldn't register my postal code because my postal code wasn't 1 to 5 numbers.
Right.
But a postal code is not 1 to 5 numbers.
It's 6
So if I put in a fake postal code, it tries to check my credit card.
and goes. Bleh.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I was really annoyed with that because if I could have bought it on my app, I could have done all the fast pass stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
The
on my phone.
Disney park apps. Florida's got the best because Florida is the resort and park, so everything is tied into that wristband. That wristband easily connects into that app.
Yeah.
Everybody
There's
else.
but there's no Magic Band in
Right.
Disney.
But that's same with Disneyland. There's no wristband yet. Like, there's no Magic Band, which complicates that whole system. So it's like Florida's got the system down. If they can somehow just transition that system over everywhere, it does. It works. It's like the tickets, same thing. You just go outside the ride and go beep.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just something satisfying getting a ticket.
And I like the tickets.
Yeah,
I
and they
keep-
look
I
good
keep- I
too.
keep the tickets.
They don't let me keep
I know.
the tickets.
That's what's the nice part about Disneyland this time was when you booked it, because it went to the app thing, your ticket, you got, like, we just kept, like...
I was gonna say you can just get 2, right? Or would
No,
it?
we just kept... You because the ticket was useless. You didn't hand it to anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See that? Yeah. See,
So you got to keep the ticket, so it's just like...
I had to hand my tickets, and they look really nice.
They're really nice tickets.
Yeah. Like I would have loved to keep all of them.
Because when we do Disney trips, we obviously go for 2 weeks. There'll be a day, the one time we went to Disneyland, where we just walked around and just pressed the button to get
A ticket.
a ticket.
And
Like,
then-
we didn't fast pass. We just put it in our bag, sort of thing. Like,
You're part of the problem.
we only got one. Could have gotten 2.
You're the problem.
Yeah, I was. But no, so then if you're doing like a photo album or something, yeah, because they're really cool looking cards because they got the name of the ride at the top and then what time. But it's really well done. They look.
The
like
amount of
cool
Japanese that
movie
you
tickets.
actually need to go to Disney Sea as well is you don't really need a lot.
That's good.
You really don't need a lot. Like everything is still in English. The people obviously speak Japanese, but it's easy enough to because they know where they are.
Yeah.
They're in a tourist spot, so their English is
Okay-ish.
workable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to ask for where the toilet is, they'll know where it is, where to get food.
Start doing the pee-pee dance, and they're like over there, sir,
Yeah.
because they can't point with one finger.
Play charades.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Food.
Yeah, we were there. we were there at like 8:30.
Yeah.
The park opened at 8:30, and by the time I got back from that first fast pass ticket, I went to Tower of Terror. I think it was like 9:30 or something like that. I already saw people walking around with beer.
Yeah.
That was weird in
It's
Japan.
like Vegas. So.
So
I think it's just a cultural thing.
Epcot doesn't open the World Fair part of Epcot till like later because of that exact thing. Because that's the only place you can get booze, sort of shtick.
Yeah.
And
that was,
again,
but that was just not that was not even Disney Sea. It was like just
Everywhere?
everywhere in Japan.
Really?
It was everywhere in Japan. Like Universal was like that too. Just walking down the
It's
streets.
5 o'clock somewhere.
well, and here's the piece
I just think Japanese people are alcoholics.
that could be part of
Could
it.
I just think they're just alcoholics.
Could be.
Part of it's that, and part of it, like I laugh. If you've worked shift work, ever, and you do like the this to that shift, and you get home at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's technically when most people would go out and have a beer, is after work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your work ended at 6 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
it's-
So
yeah,
you
you-
go home and go like, I'm going to have a beer with my,
Yeah,
I
like-
know it's breakfast time, but I'm going to have steak and potatoes and a beer because
That's my that's
to
my dinner.
me it's 6 o'clock at
good
night.
Yeah,
breakfast.
it's dinner now.
Yeah.
It's dinner now.
And then breakfast. Breakfast
But
when you
It's just
wake up.
weird. It's just a strange culture for that.
And
kind
yeah,
of
that one's weird if it's like
stuff. It's
a
very
lot
much
of
everywhere. I mean, I didn't find any of the elusive beer machines.
people.
I think they've started phasing those out.
Like vending machines
Yeah.
that have booze.
Yeah. But yeah, Disney Sea is
Yeah,
awesome,
the
man.
fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't look too hard though.
You should.
I found other weird random things in Akihabara. So, we also went to Universal Studios. Universal Studios, they have rides everywhere. Honestly, as fun as Disney Sea was, I think the experience at Universal Japan
Yep.
was way better. Because Disney, you get Disney. You get
Yes.
your Disney stuff, but in
Yeah.
Universal, you get Spider-Man. You
Yep.
get Minions. You get Terminator. You get
So it's
Harry
more your
Potter.
interest.
You get like Snoopy. You get everything.
Oh yeah.
You get like so it's a little more condensed of everything else. Like the Harry Potter stuff was obviously our main draw.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got in, I was like, I could go to Jurassic Park too.
Mm-hmm.
I could go to Jurassic Park too. Like, sweetheart, we're going to go to Jurassic Park after this. She's like, no, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Harry Potter. We didn't realize the rides there were going to be the rides that we were going to experience.
Oh yeah.
Those rides in Universal were just nuts.
Oh yeah.
The Harry Potter one for starters. Like we didn't know what we were expecting. It was a 4-person ride that would lock you in, and then it would swing you around between like a dome screen.
Oh, one of them. Yep.
It's like a dome screen, so it would move you around with the scene, so it makes you feel like you're either on a broomstick or you're being chased by a dragon kind of stuff. And then every once in a while, it would swing you around, and then there would be animatronics right in your face. So I literally, like, it was punching distance, not well, especially when it's a Dementor.
No!
Patronus was the first word out of my mouth.
You forgot the first part. of that
Expecto something or whatever. I don't know. It was a
Bell failed.
it was wild, and it was one of those rides where it shakes you and then it shoots hot air at you when the dragon's breathing fire into your face, which was awesome. This giant spider, I can't remember the name of the giant.
Oh, I was gonna go with the Hobbit one, or sorry, the Lord of the Shelobs.
No, not Shelob. It's a giant spider. When it came up, it started spitting water at us.
Harry Potter is a giant. Oh,
Yeah,
right, in the
there's-
forest.
yeah. forest.
In the forest.
It was Hagrid's
Yeah.
Hagrid's
pet.
pet.
Well,
Yep.
they were all Hagrid's pets. That was
Everything
half
was.
the problem.
Hagrid was
does he
the
still have a
problem with
job? Yeah.
Hogwarts. Hagrid was the Hogwarts
How does
problem.
he still have a job? He keeps bringing in all these things to try and kill everybody.
Giant spiders, dragons. Yeah, that ride was nuts. And of course, having the experience of just standing in front of Hogwarts was really cool. Because they played with their perspective really, really well. Because overall, it's probably not that big of a castle.
No,
No.
Perspective's the big piece of all
Yeah.
of it. But
So we got some great shots of that.
see, that's where Universal California really sucks, because it's actually a movie studio that they've tried to like theme park.
Yeah.
So
Whereas Universal in Florida and Japan.
Florida, like they're theme parks,
Yeah.
as opposed, which and we never hit up the one in Florida because that was like the last time we went to a Universal Studios, like in Hollywood. It was like went on Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
went on the Mummy ride, went on the Simpsons ride, went and watched the Waterworld presentation because they still have that. Like,
Hey, Japan still has it.
but that's the piece.
Japan
like,
still has that one too.
I always laugh with Universal because it's like the Waterworld presentation. And it's like, does anybody
Just jet skis.
Remember this movie?
remember Waterworld? Like,
I remember that movie.
I remember
That movie
it.
is a great movie.
we're in our 30s. Like, as a kid walking in there, they still have Woody Woodpecker walking around, and it's like,
I had to laugh. My wife is like 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And I told her like, there's a Waterworld like thing here, and she was
What?
like, she gave me like the what, and I told her the plot of the movie, and she's like, that's actually not bad, but she's never watched it. She's never heard of it.
Yeah, it was not.
It was the
it
delivery that.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest movie.
It's
It's a good concept.
Great concept.
Bad delivery.
Stellar concept.
Kevin Costner.
Then they put the guy from Dances with Wolves in it, and you go,
Feel the dream.
But yeah, like she's exactly in that scenario
good
where
movies.
she's exactly in that audience. They're just like, what's a Waterworld?
Right, which always surprises me that there's still
A
like,
Waterworld.
They got rid of Back to the Future and
They got rid of
replaced
Indiana Jones.
and replaced it with The Simpsons.
There's Indiana Jones
Was there?
Well,
live.
Disney can bring.
No,
Simpsons
Disney. That was
over
Disney's
now.
live show.
Was
that
that
they got
Disney's
rid of
live?
in Florida,
Okay.
yeah.
Disney could open a Simpsons section.
They could technically soon. No, there's actually I read up about the parks and how the deal works.
Yeah, they're
It's
tricky.
very gray. There's a reason why in Florida there
There's
is
no
no
Marvel
Marvel
stuff.
It's part of the contract is literally west of like this.
There's a divide in the states.
There's a divide in the states where they can't do anything to the east of.
Yeah.
Add Marvel stuff to the east of it.
Because
That's
Universal owns the rights.
to the west or something.
No,
Or
to the
east,
east.
to the east to the east.
That's why,
That's why Spider-Man still stays in Universal in Florida.
yeah,
right?
and the Hulk ride and all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
Hulk ride, and that's why they're able to turn the Tower of Terror in California to Guardians.
Well, they're
but
doing
not,
a whole section now.
Yeah,
They're doing Marvel Land in
but
California,
except
not in
except
Florida.
because of that stupid clause.
So Florida gets the bigger Star Warsy type land.
Yeah,
Even though Disneyland's doing the whole big piece, Florida gets a bigger chunk because that's where they were going to be like, this is where Marvel Land's going to go. So I think they're going to... I legitimately think it's going to be like a template that's kind of going to be like, look, it's Star Warsy. And then in 5 years, when contracts all start to expire, it's like, it's now Star Tower. Who saw that coming?
Hey.
yeah, the Universal Studios is, I think, a crazier experience.
Cool.
It's a little bit more intense.
Yep.
And of course, I didn't realize there was a Spider-Man ride there, so I had to go to the Spider-Man ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Spider-Man ride, it's cool.
It's based off the animated show, isn't
It
it?
is it's drawn like the
Yeah.
the Q,
Yeah.
the J. Jonah Jameson stuff. It's all drawn from the old '90s cartoon.
Yeah. That's
So-
still makes me laugh
So
so
walking,
much.
and it's like walking through it. I'm like, that's really old. And then you get into the actual ride itself, and it's like all up res to 4K and everything. And I'm like, this is really a jarring experience. I'm having a great time throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Do not get me wrong. This is amazing, but it's just
But that's where Universal confuses me. They get rid of Back to the Future to put in The Simpsons, but you still have Waterworld and 90s Spider-Man. It's like...
Waterworld's a big hit.
And of course, this is in Japan too, where they have other anime. They have anime there.
Right.
They have like Lupin the Third. They, I was actually sad and upset about this. There's apparently Neon Genesis Evangelion ride
Cool.
that was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know
Yeah,
what
I
that
know
anime
that.
is.
I don't know.
It's really weird anime, but I wanted to experience the ride there.
All anime is weird.
There was apparently an Attack on Titan ride at some point in time
Cool.
that I missed out on, which is I'm okay with because that series is pretty disappointing. Yeah, like Universal Studios is wild there.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's the theme park ones
so
are supposed to be crazy good. And that's why
It's
like
so
them
good.
getting the Nintendo license is pretty fun
Yeah,
because
that'll be wild.
they
too.
can work that out pretty well. But
Yeah, they'll if it's anything like the Minion section or the Snoopy section,
Yeah.
they will do right by it.
seeing Snoopy in the States is owned by Knott's Berry Farms.
Yeah, so you won't get Snoopy in across the seas.
I love all the copyright stuff going on in the States. And they all tried. After Disney did it, everybody's like, we must open theme parks. So you go to Knott's Berry Farm, and it looks... The last time I was there, so it could have changed, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like old and decrepit, and like it looked like things were falling apart. And because people go there because it's like Disneyland, but cheap.
Yeah, but it's not the
But it's like going to
the
K-Days
the
for
quality.
us.
The quality is.
It's like going to a K-Days where they're like, oh, this ride does well. Put some boards around it so it makes it look a little bit more permanent.
It's not how that works.
They've actually done the exact same thing in Niagara Falls. If you go to Niagara Falls in Canada, there's a street that is like a Midway-esque type thing. It looks like they've set up a fair, a traveling fair, and just left it. Like there's the fun house and like some of the carnival games. Like it's like
That's
a
like in front
permanent
of
carny
that's
installation.
That's concerning.
It's the weirdest thing, and you're just like, what? 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 And you're just like, Because for us, we see it once a year during the summer if we decide to go to K-Days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, that's it. You go down and, yeah, it's like, why is this
exactly.
here? That's what Knott's Berry Farm felt. But they own the Snoopy license.
Yeah, so Snoopy down in Japan is way different. Like, they actually threw money into it.
That's good.
So, like, you got good sets, you got good rides. Well, we didn't go on any of them because I think by the end of the day we were kind of like toasted.
Sure.
I think we went to the Jurassic Park ride, Harry Potter, Spider-Man.
Jurassic Park, the log flume without the log.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old school one.
Yeah.
Before, I don't think they have plans to change the Japanese one into Jurassic World yet. Because I know they're doing that one in California, right? Because that
I
was
don't pay
why not?
attention-
I was
don't pay
I was
attention
reading
anymore.
online because like there was a bit of controversy behind that. They didn't want like they're retooling the one in California.
Yeah.
Or is it in Florida? One of them.
One of the two.
One of the two.
Same ride.
They're actually retooling it to
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World theme. So they're actually taking it out almost completely. And people are kind of like, oh, but the other one's great though.
Legitimately, I don't know if this one was like the same build. I still laughed in California. That was actually that was the most fun I had on any of the rides in
It was so
California.
much cool. It was so much fun.
You're going through, and it's a pretty basic. It's like Splash Mountain, where they're like, it's a nice ride, and
It's like dinosaurs are coming out of the water.
Yeah, like you're
It's
having a nice
cool.
time.
I was loving
even when
all
like
of it.
there's a truck overturn, and they're like, oh, something might be wrong. It still wasn't like dipping you down stuff and drop and like do it. You're just like, oh, okay, stuff's. Oh no, I'm nervous now. And then right at the end, a T-Rex head pops out of the wall.
They got me when there was a bunch of raptors coming out of the wall. Those were cool.
Oh yeah, no, they had that.
The Dilophosaurus is spitting water at you.
Yeah, but the T-Rex pops out,
That
and
was-
I'm like, whoa! And that's where the drop is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've never been on it, you don't know that's where the drop is. So you're like,
A part of me in the back of my brain
Sure.
knew that there was gonna be a massive drop.
I knew there was a massive drop.
And then and the other part of my brain was like, I know there's gonna be a massive T-Rex at some point on this
They
ride.
come at the exact same time.
Exactly. They get you.
So
Bam,
the
bam.
T-Rex pops out, and you're like, whoa! Oh!
It's like inches from your face, or at least it feels like it.
It feels like it feels like it's close, but that's like Splash Mountain. You go up the dark tunnel up with
Yeah.
the like clacking of the
Yeah.
like.
At least the going up in this one, you get that like there's a vibe of like, oh, the raptors are coming through the ceiling.
Because Splash Mountain wants you to know you're about to die. Jurassic Park, you were just kind of subtly
feel-
going up the whole time, and you're like, oh,
It's all story based, right? And
up the whole time,
not-
yeah. And
and
then
no
the drop
knocking-
is a joke.
and this isn't really a knock against the Japanese people because like it was all in Japanese. I was like, I know I am screwed.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I can hear the urgency in this person's voice. I don't know what he's saying. Nervous laughter. Oh, T-Rex!
I've never been caught off guard by a ride like that before.
It's an amazing ride. It's an amazing ride.
Like rides.
Oh man,
That
you're
drop
missing-
would just.
See, and that's where
But I think what helps with that drop is the water because it helps at least
Yeah.
like I guess cool you down. I guess.
See,
for lack
that's
of a
why
better
I've always like.
I'd be throwing up. It just mix it in with the water.
But see, that's why I like Disney for their rides.
Disney's very much it's a little
Because
subtler.
their
very
rides
subtle.
aren't like they've got the turns down so you don't feel like death after you've ridden some of their like even there's some of their coasters which are a little bit more like
I think
there's
the craziest one I went in Disney Sea was Raging Spirits.
yeah,
Probably. I don't know if there's an equivalent in California.
Big Thunder Mountain.
No. Not even a little bit.
I don't know.
It's just a little mini roller coaster.
It's probably a goofy something in Disney.
Maybe.
Let's see.
But yeah, like Nick was saying, the roller coasters and the rides in Disney Sea and I'm assuming Disneyland as well in Japan. A little more subtle. A lot more subtle than the ones in Universal.
Yeah, it's
Either way.
yeah, Universal, all like Six Flags, Universal, all those guys go for the high speed, high intensity.
The turns, the
Yeah,
whips.
Disney has some of those, but most of their rides are still fun, but very much like we're gonna smooth you around
Like
this
the
turn.
craziest ones are probably the drop of the Tower of Terror. Like those are the more adrenaline and ones, if anything. The one ride that we opted not to go to was Toy Story Mania
Oh yeah,
because of a couple things. A, it's in Japan, and
Yep.
Japan they love Toy Story.
that ride's always busy.
It's all like they love Toy Story. So for us to try and get a fast pass there would have been like, oh, you can come back at like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's like 9 a.m. You can come back at 5.
Yeah, this looks like kind of Big Thunder Mountain-y.
Okay. All right. So maybe Big Thunder. I've never been on Big Thunder Mountain, so I don't know.
Or the Seven Dwarfs Minecart. I'm trying to look at the car.
I don't know. They strapped us down.
All their rides in Disney are kind of the same.
Yes.
Like the dinosaur one in Disney World
Mhm.
is just the Indiana Jones ride.
But the Indiana Jones ride was cool.
Yeah, it's less cool when they decorate it less and put dinosaurs in.
That's not as fun. I want either Harrison Ford or Japanese Harrison Ford yelling at me.
We got to the we got to Dinosaur Land in Animal Kingdom, and it is the junkiest. Like, you're like, they spent $5 building this part of the park.
Yeah.
Then there's the dinosaur ride based on the like talking dinosaur movie with
Animated or not?
it. They were 3D CGI dinosaurs.
Mhm.
Oh.
The Spider-Man is looking for me?
I think he's talking about Ned from the.
All right.
All right.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Either way. Oh man, who was it? Either way, guy with voice does thing, and
You've lost
Um,
your train of thought.
no, we got. I
trying to
can't.
think
I
of the
can't
movie.
remember his damn voice. It's called Dinosaurs. Like it's
Oh,
not
like John Goodman? Dinosaurs?
No, not that dinosaurs. I
Okay.
would have loved that ride.
That sounds much better.
Dinosaur?
Who to be? Feed the baby. Gotta love me. I would have loved that ride. I would have been there like 6,000 times. Huh?
Oh.
Holding.
They're not listing these voice actors in order of good.
Of order of good.
Yes, they do.
Not on.
Popularity.
No, I'm looking at I just Googled it. Either way, here is the
Oh, that one.
Dinosaur, okay.
Never watched
the movie we never watched.
Never
movie
watched
that no one ever watched. They made a ride out of. We got finally down to the part where you like load into the car,
Yeah.
and where I'm like, that's the Jeep from Indiana Jones. But they put on like these extra little lights on it because it was a time traveling Jeep,
Oh, God.
and I'm like, Jen, it's the Jeep from like Indiana Jones, and she's like, yup. And we love that ride. Like,
Yes.
it's fun because the Jeep does. It feels like you're, you
love
stop and you brake and you
That's
know.
a cool ride.
It's so cool.
It's the same
like, the way
in Japan.
it's built.
I'm assuming then.
Yeah. Either way, this car does all the same turns. They legit just rebuilt the exact same track.
So they just redecorated it.
But then they put up, like, here's a palm tree.
So what was in place of the giant snake then?
Nothing, because they didn't pull that move. So it was a
Oh.
dinosaur that just popped out of some bush. Like, that was all the ride was all of a sudden
Aw,
dinosaurs
that sounds
popping out
way
of
less
bushes.
fun.
Way less fun. And then they take your picture, because there's a part where a T-Rex pops out,
Okay.
and because everything in Disney World has to take your picture, so you pay for it.
Yeah.
But we had the photo pass thing, so we just got them for free. Like,
Yeah.
we paid $50 for all of our
I would do
pictures
that,
for 2
yes.
weeks. So, worth it.
Yeah. Of course. You
For
would.
the good rides, you're like, yeah, I want a picture. So you get the picture. Either way, we scanned the picture and we got back that night. We were checking through our pictures, and I can find it somewhere. But there's a bunch of people in a car looking at this, like, mundane T-Rex, and everybody's face is kind of like,
What?
because the ride is boring
Yeah.
without the set pieces around it to
was
make
it
you
dark-
go
was-
like,
Was it a
"Ooh."
dark ride?
Yeah, so if you
was still
didn't see
darker.
plants, behind it was actually just dark.
Okay. Because that's what makes Indiana Jones so fun is about 50% of it is dark when you're going through
Yeah.
the turns.
Yeah, but then even then they'll like hit the headlights at certain points and
Yeah.
like or shoot things at you or that kind. This ride was I'm like, what? Where's Indy? Legitimately,
What?
if they would have put him with dinosaurs,
Okay, that would have been a way different ride.
loved it.
Fun fact about the boulder scene in the ride. I don't know if you knew about it.
Yeah.
The boulder's not actually coming towards you.
I know.
It's so weird.
I know.
I read about that. I'm like, my mind is lying to me when I see this.
Disney's good at that kind of junk, but yeah, that's the big difference between if you go to different theme parks. Is I find Disney, because they do want to be more family friendly, their coasters are more.
Slower, I guess.
It's the drop that would.
There's not many drops.
There's not a lot of drops in.
Again, the biggest drop is Tower of Terror probably, and whatever Guardians is now.
It's the same ride.
I heard it was like different.
It's the same ride. I mean, it's now Guardians of the Galaxy.
I thought it like
but
goes side to side or something like that. Someone told me this. I haven't been on it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Drax talks to you, and then you, and then Star Lord talks to you, and then you're like, okay. And then they all thank you at the end, and you're like, okay, bye.
It's the breakout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we experienced both of those theme parks.
Cool.
It was so cool.
Um,
We went on the off days, so it was still busy,
It's always gonna be.
but
busy.
but I think as opposed to going on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Friday, because
Hey.
we went on a we went on a Thursday and a Tuesday,
Nice.
which was like the optimal time, I guess.
Cool.
I don't know. A lot of Pokemon centers.
Gonna say Pokemon centers.
We went to almost all of them that we were in there for the city for.
Cool.
So like in Osaka or Kyoto, and I think there was like 3 in Tokyo.
Nice.
Like just straight up Pokemon centers in Tokyo. We had a chance to go to the Pokemon Cafe.
Yep.
Which everyone should have the experience to going to.
Are there Pokemon there?
Yes, there is Pokemon there.
Live Pokemon?
Yes, there is.
Like people in costumes.
People in
or-
costumes.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not a live Pokemon.
Well, no, I was trying. I'm
When you're a
like,
kid, it looks like a.
well, no, I'm thinking like, do they have like little animatronics on the tables that are like,
Oh my god,
Pick
that
up,
would be
pick
so
up,
much
sure.
better.
or is it
Wandering
people like,
around
or is it
on the
people like
floor.
walking towards you in giant costumes?
a
Because
giant
either way,
costume.
it's a
Yeah.
win.
Yes.
I'm down with character
So,
dining. I'm
again-
just wondering which version I'm doing.
So again, because it's all in Japanese, I didn't understand what was going on.
Sure.
Thankfully, you can still order food. It's all in English, things like that. But I think what happened was, or what was happening is, you order your food, the stuff comes, and of course, it's all themed to Pokemon. So you have your little curry rice Pikachu. It looks like a head of Pikachu.
You eat Pikachu?
Yeah, I ate Pikachu. It
What do you
tasted
think
delicious.
what do you think they eat in the Pokemon world, man?
Magikarp,
Pikachus?
Slowpoke tails,
They eat like they have to eat Pokemon.
Slowpoke
Pokemon are the animals.
Slowpoke tails.
Fruit, veggies.
No,
Can't live off fruit, rice, and veggies alone, man.
soybeans. Soybeans.
Did they have the little? We call them donuts in our anime, but did they have the little like rice?
Those are not called donuts.
I know.
Oh my god, they're not. They're called.
Our anime calls them that. That's why.
Canadian
So
rice
dumb.
again.
Rice rolls.
Yeah.
Yes, they
That's
have.
why I've always
That is
laughed.
that is everywhere in Japan. Like
I know.
it is like literally you go to a 7-Eleven there and it's like you get it
Rice
for 50 cents.
Sure.
And it is like the quickest, easiest.
That's why they're in every anime, because
It's so easy and they're so delicious.
that's why I've always laughed. Because I'm like, that's
Yeah,
that's
the
not
rice
it.
donuts.
Rice.
Well, but they're not even. It's packed rice around
yeah,
something, right?
it's seaweed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually filled with like, either like fish or beef or
Yeah,
seaweed.
I know this.
Rice donut.
Rice donut.
You go to freaking Japan and order a rice donut, and they will literally kick you out.
They will not.
Get out.
No, they'll just charge them $2 instead of 50
Oh, thank God.
cents.
So yeah, in the Pokemon Cafe, like we'll get our food out, and then I think what they say over the intercom is that the chef is done preparing the meals,
Yeah.
and then he wants to come out and thank you for help, like coming to his restaurant, and it's a Pikachu dressed up in a chef.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Dig
Pikachu,
it.
It's Pikachu dressed up in a chef
But
costume.
you ate Pikachu, so how's he the chef?
Because there's more than one Pikachu.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Do you
He
not
cooked
watch
his
the
own
show?
thing.
Yeah.
Do you not?
That's terrifying. He cooked his own.
He's cooking his own
species.
kind. He's this dominant. He's the dominant Pikachu.
But he is a giant Pikachu.
He is a
so-
giant body,
He's the-
life-size.
yeah, he's the
He's
biggest.
a double life-size Pikachu.
He's what we used to consider the alpha.
He's the king. He's the king of the kitchen. So yeah, that was all like a great experience because it's obviously it's designed for kids, but I'm also a giant kid.
I was gonna say,
I'm also a giant kid.
anybody who goes to character dining type experiences, who is not a fan of those characters,
You're gonna have a
one,
bad
you're
time.
gonna have a bad time.
We actually experienced that because
Super confused.
you actually have to make a
Yeah.
reservation for the Pokemon Cafe like months in advance.
Okay.
You can't like if you make the reservation, you guarantee your spot, but you can also walk in.
Yeah.
There might be a spot
Might
for
be an
you.
open table.
Might
Sure.
be an open table. There was a group of people that walked in behind us.
Yep.
And they sat down. I don't think they had a reservation because they came in halfway through the meal.
Okay.
They looked around and then they just like left.
Yeah.
I'm like-
brutally confused.
Brutally confused. I'm like, you're in Japan. What do you expect?
Well, it's at Pokemon Cafe.
And
'cause
it's
I
at the
saw your
Pokemon.
picture.
It's at the Pokemon Cafe. What
Yeah.
do you expect when you go to a Pokemon Cafe? What do you expect? Like you.
Pictures of
Maybe yeah,
Pokemon.
maybe they were just expecting like a themed restaurant, and that
It
was
is a
it.
themed
But,
restaurant.
Like, that
But
was
not to that
it.
extent.
Yeah, like maybe just like a toned down
Yeah.
experience.
No.
Again, I don't know why you think you're getting a toned down experience in
When you go-
Japan.
Like they go
yeah.
balls to the walls.
Yeah,
on
with
everything.
all that stuff.
So yeah, that was an awesome experience. But I think by far the coolest experience, and 100% is a tourist experience. It's not like a Pokemon Cafe where you get locals and stuff like that. The robot restaurant.
Do robots serve you?
No, it's robot restaurant by name only.
Wow.
So think of like the
Are
electric
you sure
parade.
there are robots?
They were robots. There was definitely robots.
It's Japan.
It's Japan. So think of like, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain this. You get set down in this row area.
Okay.
And there was a display. Like think of medieval times dinner theater,
Sweet.
except instead of knights and jousting and horses and stuff
Robot
like
fights.
that, they are robot fights.
Sweet. So Robo Wars.
Yeah, a little bit.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
It was a 2.5-hour show of these robots running around doing God knows what. There was 4 separate shows. Each of them had their own story going on. One of them was basically a retelling of Terminator, where the robots took over the Earth. The machines took over the Earth and enslaved humanity, but they could not enslave the nature spirits. So the nature spirits decided to rebel against the robots, which there's giant frogs, giant lizards, giant dragons fighting robots.
Avatar.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, like, so James Cameron's love child between Terminator and Avatar,
better.
and without James.
And
Cameron.
the best part about it was that it's because it's such a story-heavy sequence. It's actually translated into English into those old, really shitty Japanese movies where it's like you'll never get away with this, huh? And it's just like over the top,
Sweet.
overly,
Keep talking.
overly.
Just keep going.
Lips keep moving.
Yeah, it was overly translated. It was great. It was I like the lights and sounds and spectacles. There was fireworks and firecrackers in it.
Sweet.
I'm just like, what's happening in this little basement that
Yes.
they send us into? Because it is the most unassuming sort of location. So you walk up. I think it's in Shinjuku, which is still in Tokyo. You walk into the front area, and they say, "Cool, like we're gonna ship you to this waiting room area, which is like on the 3rd floor of this other building, because they want to make sure everyone's in the same room at the same time to start the show at the same time. So there's like this little loading area.
Yep.
As soon as that starts, or after everyone's ready to get filtered into the actual show, they filter us down like 5 flights of stairs into the basement area. So it already looks like they're going to break our legs.
Sweet.
Sketchy.
Yeah.
It's super sketchy. Already incredibly sketchy.
I'm in
but
a
then
different
like
country and I don't know the language and I'm confused. And
I'll
now
show
you're
you.
leading me to a
I'll have
basement.
to show you guys videos if you've seen them on the Facebook. I can show you later.
I'm not going on Facebook.
I almost got you. It's actually
No, you didn't.
it's just
I wouldn't
Endgame.
have gone on.
I just posted videos of Endgame.
Do it.
But yeah, like they funnel us into this basement area where it was just this middle area of the robots, and we were on the side. And you could order food if you want, because it's technically a restaurant.
Sure.
But we didn't. We just went for cheap ramen after that. But yeah, it was just a 2.5-hour show. Rice donuts.
Rice donuts and ramen
What did I come to Japan for? Rice donuts.
and Mr. Noodle.
You're gonna be real disappointed. Yeah, it's that robot restaurant. Like seeing pictures and me describing it to you is one thing, but seeing it in action,
Gotta
it's
be
just
there sort of thing?
Yeah,
Cool.
And like I said earlier, like it is 100% tourists, maybe 90% tourists. Like there was like white people everywhere, and they think, and I kind of think they know that, so they make it as crazy as possible,
As Japanese as
they can, as you can keep it. I guess I don't know.
yeah.
It's super freaking crazy. Would I go again? Probably not.
No, 'cause you've been there.
You've been there once. You see the show once, and it's kind of like, oh,
That's medieval times.
this is wild.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
There was robots fighting giant electronic floats.
Yep.
It was just nuts. It was just freaking nuts there.
Cool.
The robot restaurant is definitely an experience. What else did we end up doing? A lot of Disney stores. The Disney stores there are way different than the ones.
Oh yeah,
see
no,
here.
we've been ordering from them for a while now. This
Japan-
one came from Korea.
Mhm.
We're branching out.
Disney in Japan. The merchandise there is way different. There's no children's clothing.
Oh, they actually sell for adults.
Yep. There's very little children's stuff, if any at all.
To be fair, the parks are actually pretty good for that when we go. It's just our local stores catered to
Children.
Right.
blasphemers.
I'm trying to think of anything else we saw while we were down there. Like we took the bullet train. Bit of travel advice. If you are planning your stay in just Tokyo, don't get a JR pass. A JR Pass is
Japanese rail.
the Japanese rail pass. JR Pass. Choo-hoo! Rocket science.
Get out.
Science. It's a pass that allows you free reign access on the JR lines as well as the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train.
Cool.
So to give you a perspective, the bullet train from Tokyo to Osaka,
Yep.
like a one-way trip for one person,
Yep.
is about $100
All right.
because it's a bullet train.
Yeah.
So to a two-way trip for two people is easily around like $400 or $500.
Yep.
Sure.
The Shinkans, like the JR Pass itself that you buy, which you can only buy if you're a tourist and coming overseas.
That makes sense.
It's meant for tourists.
Yep.
A 7-day pass, I think it's $300.
So if you're gonna be bullet training a
If you're
lot,
bullet
and
training,
that stuff a
yeah.
lot.
If you're planning a lot of day trips or planning to go across the country,
Yep.
get a JR Pass. If you're planning to just stay in Tokyo, which there is plenty to see in Tokyo, I'm not saying that there wasn't enough to see in Tokyo. Don't get a JR Pass. You can just get the local train like tickets.
Tickets, yeah.
and then you will be golden because the transit is. I compared all the transits to Edmonton.
You
because
shouldn't, because
Edmonton
Edmonton
is
is
well,
junk.
in the sense that Edmonton is junk.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. Because
we know that.
it's so much better. It's so much more convenient.
Oh yeah, that was the same even when I was in Europe.
Google Maps is your friend.
Sure.
It not only tells you which station you're getting to, it also tells you which entrance to go into
Yeah.
because of the different platforms
Yeah.
and the different lines. It tells you how many stops you're taking. It gives you the name of the stop, so you can't really be too confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
Google Maps.
idiot-proof it for you.
They very much idiot-proof it for you. So Google Maps is an absolute must. If it wasn't for Google Maps and my external battery,
Yep.
that trip wouldn't have happened.
Well, I figured with the external battery, when your first picture was pretty much of all the Pokestops, like, lining the roads, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
I hope they have a battery pack with
Uh-huh.
them.
We
A
did
couple.
get to play a little bit of Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Not as much as I thought I was gonna do.
Well, there's so much to do.
Yeah. I was just gonna
There's
say.
so much to do. I'm using my phone as a navigation, not playing Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
so I couldn't use it like for the.
But there's a map of Pokemon Go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was good to see like, oh, we went this direction
Yeah.
because I spun all the stops.
Okay, we've been that way.
Yeah. I did happen to play a little bit of Pokemon Go during the community day,
Yep.
but I got to experience Pokemon Go in a different country where everyone plays it,
Oh yeah.
and the server
Everybody's
crashed.
head is down.
And no, the servers crashed,
Yep.
and I got to play maybe half an hour, if that. The servers just got messed up that day.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's, and you hear about the stories like we in the Asia region, like we couldn't play for blah 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 blah. Well, this community day was Bagon, which was a very popular dragon type Pokemon and a very rare Pokemon for that matter. So everyone wanted to play. So, and I guess they added an extra hour onto the end of it all. But by the time it was all said and done, I was completely done. It was like 6 o'clock. And
I was gonna say, and you're already touristing.
It was the
on
day,
top
and
of
it was after Robot Restaurant too. So my mind's already like crashing
Yep.
from the ridiculous laser show. So I'm already like, this day's done. Like if I get like 2 or 3 shiny Bagon, I'm like, I'm good.
Well,
Yeah,
that has to be shiny.
Of course,
Not just 2 or 3. Has to be 2 or
Has to
3
be shiny. Has to be
shinies.
shiny. You gotta get shiny. You gotta get
Someone
shiny.
plays the game professionally, okay?
Speaking of Pokemon Go, I actually managed to trade a few Pachirisus because they don't get them over in Japan. So watching Japanese
So
people's
you
faces.
just hold out a sign and say, do you want one?
No, I did that with my phone actually. I we'll do a raid and then
You're surrounding people. Yeah, you've got people
I
around you.
find
sort of thing.
a group of people or 1 or 2 people,
Yeah.
and then so I show them my wall of Pachirisus, and I go like, do you want?
Yeah.
And they go like, what? Because it's like, A, they don't have it over there.
I came prepared.
I did. I think I traded like 3 or 4 away.
One for you, one for you.
I actually
one for
think
you,
I traded one of them to one of my new friends that I found there. I don't think I'll ever see him again. But I think he's from like Michigan or something like that, and or Maryland.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it was a good experience
Windows
for Pokemon.
notification.
Think of what other experiences we did there. We went to a private onsen, which is kind of like a bathhouse.
All right.
So if you're not familiar with bathhouses in Japan, they don't care if you've got clothes on.
It sounds like
it's
Big Mouth to me.
I was gonna say they have those, yeah.
but it's separated between male and female.
Yeah.
So the males go on the one side and the females go on the other side. That's like public bathhouse. You can just kind of clean yourself off. You go in the hot tub kind of thing. A private one you can have between 2 people or a group of like some close friends or whatever, if you want. But normally you just go as a couple.
Naked with you guys.
You usually just go with a
You
couple.
say that now.
You usually just go as a
Like
couple.
getting naked with. Yeah, I understand that.
You
piece.
go with a couple. So that was a really fun experience.
that
We went to the middle of buttfuck nowhere in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think it was a nice secluded experience because we spent the entire trip in this like bustling town of like just freaking keep going.
And yeah, you need to find some calm.
Yeah, because every time we walked out, it was always busy.
Like
We experienced the rush hour of Japan.
yeah.
Like the ones where they shove you into the trains. We experienced that.
Oh god.
It was rough.
Yeah.
And thank God, like I have no issues with that
Yeah,
stuff.
Edmonton one's bad enough. I don't need to go do that one.
Like I actually thrive in those environments. I'm okay with like the hustle and bustle of like let's keep going, let's keep going.
Oh, I can bustle. I don't.
Want to.
Well, I will bustle for a time.
And I think the other piece of it is that you're in a foreign country, so you can't understand the warning signs that are being piped.
That
over
would be the worrisome part to me because I've done that when I was in Europe, and it's
And
just
at,
like,
at some point, you just have, like the first couple days, we're like, okay, all right, I'm not sure what they're saying over the PA system, but all right. But closer to the end, we're like, you know what,
Just
we're
go on
not,
their tone,
we're
or
not going to understand.
The urgency of their voice.
We're not going to understand a single word they're saying.
I'm gonna crash.
I'm going to rely on Google Maps.
yeah, you find your way around all that. Stuff.
It's not too bad after like once you let go of the overwhelmingness.
Yep.
You just go, and then you realize
You
it's
get pushed around the train.
You can get pushed around on the train.
That's why you buddy up.
You check your pockets.
Buddy up.
Yeah, you check your pockets. Make sure
Oh, you
you.
want to do the bathhouse thing? I'm not letting you know.
We can bathhouse if you want a bathhouse. The
You
Game
said
Grumps,
no.
the Game Grumps bathhouse did like before they went. It was hilarious because they had one episode where they're like, "Well, we're going," and like you're coming.
You can't film in there.
They weren't filming. This was early on, like when they were first starting to get to know each other, like better.
Yeah.
They knew each other, but it was like we're gonna see each other's junk, so we might as well like just get used to it. And it's just like what? Like he's like
No, there's no other.
Well, no, he's like, I know I'm gonna be naked with you.
There's no
He's
greater
like, but
bonding.
I don't have to get used to your junk. Like,
There's no greater bonding experience than to let's see another dude's junk.
well, and that's the one guy was sitting there pretty much like, I'm just pretty much gonna stare at yours for a minute. So then we're used to it. We're comfortable and we're down for it. And the other guy's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just
You're
throwing
not
that
going
out
to do
there.
that.
They're like, yeah, no one's gonna be doing that. Thank you.
We went to an owl cafe, which is really
Save us
weird.
the Pokemon, bro.
No.
With owls?
Did the
There's
shelf-
real
did
owls.
Was
This
the
is-
chef owl?
No, this is a real owl.
Does it poop on stuff?
Yes, it did actually poop.
Yeah, see,
when we were
that's
there.
that's
You
my
don't
word.
sit under it.
It was real. No, we were holding them and petting them.
Oh.
Once you get past like this seems wrong phase,
Yeah,
once you get past that, it's incredibly cool.
like that's even me with the
So they don't sit
cafes.
around you when you eat.
No.
Oh, okay.
You go into the room and then you pet
That's
them.
cool then.
It's again by name only.
Yeah,
Like there was a waiting room where they gave us tea, drinks, and stuff like that, and then we moved to the other room.
I get it. That's cool.
And again,
I'm
like
down with that.
again, once you get past like the
chef owl.
No big chef, yeah. The chef would like to come see you now.
it was in a room no bigger than like this area here.
Cool.
Probably it was like
Big
5 or
area.
10.
This is a huge studio, Tony. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's a huge studio. Massive.
Huge.
Just keeps going. Just keeps going. See, I just keep pushing into it.
Yeah, you do. That TV's really far away.
It's like 3D doesn't exist.
Nope. We are on a two-dimensional plane.
Yeah, science. Yeah, once you get past the whole like owls and this seems weird kind of thing, it's cute. It's super cute. And I think a part of it was that the owls were bred in captivity.
Right. That's a big
So-
piece of it.
So it's like they don't
The
know.
wings clipped.
No. They could fly. They could fly.
You never know.
Yeah, no, man.
You know, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yep.
But yeah, like I was holding one.
Talons digging into your arms.
They had gloves for us,
Yeah.
so it wasn't too bad.
Falconer.
The falcon. Yeah, they were definitely flying everywhere. If you
Not that
no,
kind of
not that falcon punch. Not that cool.
You just have the glove. It's just I was like,
No.
Falcon.
Falcons land on them.
Falcon punch.
No, because you're punching and the falcon's on top of
I
falcon
know. I
punch.
get it.
We went to.
Falcon kick.
What do you think owls and falcons do?
They clearly turn into fire when they're on your arm and you punch.
And you punch them really hard
Yeah,
in the
There's
fire.
no owl punch.
there could be.
That's
Owl
DLC.
punch. That doesn't
Owl
sound-
The
Man.
next
That
DLC.
doesn't sound good.
It's the next Smash character. Owl Man.
Owl
the watch.
punch.
Yeah.
Owl man.
Oh yeah. I'm not wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't say owl punch.
Could.
Now he does.
Yeah.
Owl kick.
Hold on, writing DC to
Writing DC and writing
dear
Nintendo.
DC.
Dear Nintendo.
We have a great idea for a comic.
To continue your owl con.
Yeah.
So we also went to the Akihabara area, which if you read anything about Akihabara, it's sort of like the anime, computer tech area of Japan. It's kind of like arcades are kind of everywhere. And when I say arcades, I don't mean like Marvel vs. Street, like Capcom kind of arcades. I mean like crane games and getting plush dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's literally like buildings that are 7 floors high that are just dedicated for crane games and trying to get plush dolls.
What a game of skill.
You know what?
It is.
It actually is at that point.
There's actually a number generator in them,
The ones in Japan, I don't think there is a number.
and that might be the case.
I think in Japan's a little bit different because
You
the amount of
control
people,
each finger.
the amount of times I saw people winning stuff in those arcade games,
Yeah.
surprised me. I won one. I didn't win a plush doll though. I won a pocket watch
Oh, yeah.
that was shaped in a Mario mystery block, which was really cool. I'll never wear it, but it's the fact that I won one is the most important part because I know all my friends that went, they couldn't win
Yep.
anything, and I can see people getting
So now
addicted.
you just bragging about it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not?
I don't win crane games because I don't play them. So
I can see people getting addicted really, really quickly because it's literally just like you throw in $1,
yeah.
throw in a play. Some of them are even bad where it's like you throw in $5, you get a 6th play free.
Chris won a giant giraffe at K-Days once.
Sweet.
Did I?
Yeah, I gave you the $2. You picked the date and we won.
I
So
don't
we
remember
played
this.
we played the birthday game.
Sweet.
I don't remember this.
I still have the
No,
drawing.
there was no people to guess birthdays here though.
I don't remember this.
I actually think that the crane games are so
It's a long
popular
time.
that Pokemon actually makes exclusive plush dolls for
For
crane
crane
games.
games.
So you can only get them in the crane machines.
Yep.
I tried really hard to get a Gengar one. He was holding a little heart, and I was like, "This is really out of character for a Gengar, and I want it."
No, because it goes into your soul and steals your heart.
So Choney dropped $8,000. Still,
it's
and
prob-
walked away with a
That's
pocket.
not out of
I
character,
probably
it's
dropped
just-
about
it's a
like
ghost.
$20, $20 to $50 maybe.
A way to scare you is to rip out your heart so the Gengar does it. It
Gengar.
shows you.
Kalima.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, the food there was unreal. It was so cheap.
Was it Japanese?
Very.
Donuts.
I got most.
Christ.
Yeah, I got so much ramen, so much good ramen, and cheap too.
Mr. Noodle's super cheap.
No, this stuff is much better.
Yeah, but we were talking cheap. And also, Mr. Noodle's amazing.
No,
It's amazing.
no, not until you. No. The food experiences there is pretty cool because what you do is, most of the restaurants, anyways, because it's all walking streets.
Yep.
So it's all about speed and all about efficiency. You order your food from the machine, like you press the buttons and then the ticket comes out.
So McDonald's.
It's very much like McDonald's, actually, very similar to McDonald's. And you take your ticket to the counter and then they just have your food ready for you.
Wow.
But that's like everything, not just McDonald's. It's like ramen, it's other Japanese foods. Like it's crazy. It's so much more efficient and
Cool.
cheap.
Well, because they don't have to pay someone to take your order.
No, but they do have
I
they still
know.
have servers in there, but like it's I
Very
don't know.
limited job.
And the one thing that I will always miss coming from Japan is that you don't actually have to tip anyone.
Technically, with minimum wage being what it is now, we don't really have to do either.
Yeah, you shouldn't be tipping anyone anyways, but
I do.
I still do because
Yeah,
I'm used to it.
Yeah, exactly. You're used to it, but in Japan it's like the opposite. Like you don't,
Anywhere in North America is
it's the only place that
yeah.
tips. Yes.
we're the freaks.
Yeah, we're the
Well,
weirdos.
yeah.
We're the weirdos. In Hong Kong, same thing.
Yeah, just knowing that
Europe.
your meal would cost you exactly what it's just crazy.
I know, right? What is this? What is this wild sorcery? What is this 15% on top of this? Yeah, no, Japan it's always awesome.
Lynch.
Always awesome. I think the next time we go, though, if we're gonna plan something else too, maybe go a little more south because we primarily stayed up north in Tokyo area. Maybe next time we'll go to like Hiroshima, which is a little more south. Yeah.
Cool.
And I watched movies on the way there because you get movies. But I watched Searching.
I have that on my. That's my next
it's
movie.
on that John. Is it John Cho?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his name.
my next
That's
movie.
a good movie.
It's my next movie.
Super freaking good. Are you familiar?
Oh, is that the one where he's looking for someone on
His
He's
daughter.
looking for his daughter, and the entire movie
Looks
is
intriguing.
the entire movie is
Computer
presented
screen.
on the computer screen.
Yeah.
So anywhere from FaceTime calls to
Everything has to be on it.
web searches and things like that. It's all on the computer screen, and it was really well presented.
Cool.
A really really cool movie, and a really. I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
You
Really
guys
cool.
can talk about it next
I
week if
haven't
it's on
seen
your.
it.
I know, but if it's on your list as like one of the next things you're watching.
Yeah, I don't want
That's
to
my piece.
spoil it.
Well, we're going to
The
be talking about something else.
resolution's pretty good.
I know we're talking about something else next week. I know.
Bumblebee is a good movie.
That's good.
Bumblebee is a really.
I have it.
He needs to know.
Have you seen?
No, because I haven't.
That's-
Well, I bought it. I
it's-
haven't watched it.
Yes, you did buy it because that's why I
Bumblebee.
have it.
And you wanted to know about it. Like,
Bumblebee is so good.
Good.
It was really fun and
best Transformer.
yeah, actually,
Well, because what's his face isn't involved.
Which
Michael
one?
Bay.
Michael Bay.
He's a producer.
So what?
Yeah,
He just gave them money and they used,
they made a good movie.
yeah. Oh, wow.
Does it fit into the timeline?
It does.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does for about. It actually connects it more to the original cartoons than the whatever they are do now. Like the openings.
Explosions.
The openings.
What?
No, like not to say that it's a spoiler. It's like the first 5 minutes of the movie, but it's literally the first scene from the cartoon on
Right.
Cybertron. It's the war on
Yeah.
Cybertron.
Which is the next movie they should bloody well do.
Wow.
They should do anything, anything than what they're doing before Bumblebee.
There's no humans on Cybertron. How would we make a good movie?
That's all
with
you
zero
want to do is no humans.
That's
in any
all
movie.
I
And I
want.
couldn't see John.
Godzilla, no movie.
And I couldn't see
Or no-
John Cena in the entire movie. I don't know why. He was like, he was just acting. He was just like there was a voice there, and they're interacting with the voice, and I just couldn't see it.
Oh man, Cena and Drax for the rest of our lives. It's all we're ever gonna get.
I
Yep.
watched Endgame. I don't know where Drax was.
I think John Cena was in this movie too.
There's going to be a Marvel movie together. And
Do it.
you
Do
can't see
it.
them.
Do it.
Too
Do
bad
it.
the Rock's in the other one.
Yeah, Bumblebee is great. That actually does the whole regular transforming again,
Yep.
which
That's it?
yeah, as opposed to like the amorphous 3D blobs of machine parts that meld together. This actually looks like they're transforming from
A car
to a thing, or from a plane to a robot.
Nice.
So it's actually really good, and the story is actually really solid too. So I'm interested to see if they bring it up again.
Bumblebee 2?
No, it
Or
won't
do
be
a different
It won't be a Bumblebee 2. It'll be
Cheetor.
yeah.
They're gonna
I'd
bring
watch
back
that.
Shia LaBeouf again.
No.
No.
Bring back Shia LaBeouf to kill him.
Shia LaBeouf should just not be in movies. I'm just
He isn't in movies anymore, really.
He's not really in anything anymore. Let's be honest.
good. My work here is done.
Yeah, Bumblebee
Who's
is
next?
And
Who's next?
yeah,
Endgame.
next list.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bumblebee is a great film. Everyone should kind of watch it. It's got a good story,
Eventually.
good
Yeah.
CG in
I have too
it.
many to go through.
It is very good. I was not disappointed. And then we finished Sabrina season 3, Chilling Adventures of season
2.
Is it 2 now? Is it 2?
The Christmas special was.
Oh, that threw me off. Yeah. So yeah, this season 2.
We're halfway through.
Yeah, season 2.
I have not started that
Um,
at all.
it's
Yeah, you gotta
way.
get into that one.
It gets way darker. Like you thought season 1 was dark. Season 2 gets way darker. Like leagues darker.
Yeah, because they jump down the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, like they get like.
Not literally. There's no.
You
rabbit
never
hole.
know.
It's not.
Nah,
the
they might
devil
as
hole.
they might as well.
Yeah.
They might as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's.
It's they actually make Harvey an actual more interesting character.
Thank
this time.
God, because
They
yeah.
actually he's got a role to do now,
Yeah.
and they integrate the mortal lives like Rosalind. And,
Yeah, they got all of them fixed.
what's
in
the-
good. Oh no.
and
Yeah,
what's the other
name
girl's name?
changed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I know there's a reason for all
Yes.
of that.
Either way.
Spoilers.
Whatever.
Which leads me to believe that Sabrina season 1 and 2 definitely takes place in 2019 because of all of that. It's definitely a 2019 thing.
I talked, I think, about that last week, where
We
it's
still
like
don't know.
it still bridges that line enough where
It's totally like now.
there's pieces of it that still hint at now, but they do a very good job of.
Yeah, they don't.
Greendale is a place out of time, is the way I look at it. Like it can be now, it can be then. Like it could
I think
kind of it has this nice.
it's definitely
shift.
now. I think it's a now thing.
It's still now, but I mean, even he's carrying comics around at one point that are Archie comics, and you can't,
That's just a.
It's a nice nod, but
Still
they
no
still
cell
don't.
phones. Still no cell phones.
There was a
Season
cell.
two.
There was still there was a cell phone once, I think.
Yes, I remember that scene.
Like,
I remember the scene you're talking about.
Right. So I'm sitting there going, but that's what I mean. It is 2019, but it's
Maybe it's like a hick
not.
town in 2019.
Right. Like it's small town,
Small
so they
town in
managed to.
2019.
It's a place out of time.
Yeah, season 2 was much darker. A lot of character development.
Mm-hmm.
The Blackwood stuff was always gonna like irk me because they really get into it really hard as one of the plot points.
Yep.
I can't remember his name. Now the Ambrose.
Yep.
Ambrose, best character in the entire show.
Still good. Yep.
Still good. He's still funny. A lot of good character development for him, which is he had a little bit last time, but he's got.
Well, because he had to focus on Sabrina.
Yes, but this time around, he's very much like his own character.
Yeah.
There's more character development for everyone, really.
Yeah, it worked out good.
What
So
happened
far.
to
The only ones that didn't get really any character development were the Spellman aunts, like Zelda and.
Yeah, but they also got enough in the first.
They got enough in the first season. Zelda has a bit of a character arc in this season too.
Yep.
So it gives her a little bit more. What's the other one again? I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Hilda.
Hilda. Yeah, Hilda gets. She is very much a side character.
Yeah.
Like super side character. in
But
season
I
two.
mean, she's the.
But she had
Caroline Ray,
huge.
that's her
She had
whole-
huge piece in the first season too.
She did.
So which was fine. I think she was done.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Season 2 is done, and then they're going right into season 3, right? Because they were renewed for season 2 and 3 at the same time.
And 4. I think
And
they
four?
got 4. I think they got 4.
They got 4 seasons. So
Well, it'll
'cause
give
you
a
had
little
the-
bit.
Yeah, because the ending for season 2 is definitely like like this. Everything's in a nice neat bow.
Yeah,
But-
Netflix is slowly getting better at giving people season, unless you're the Santa Clara diet, in which case that one's now been canned too.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which I wasn't a huge fan of that show. So
I was glad that she got a show, but
Still.
I never was into that
Show.
I didn't.
None
Like
of us were.
I told Chris before. I'm like, Nathan Fillion is in it, which is why I watched it. And
Was
then
he enough for you though?
he was in one episode because he gets eaten.
Oh,
I'm not. I don't even care about it being spoiled. He played a giant d bag and he gets eaten, and I'm like,
okay. Well, he's good at doing that though.
well, but and I'm sitting there going, if you would have left him as the d bag for longer, I might have kept watching this. But you've legitimately I didn't like the acting out of anybody else in the show. You took out the one guy where I was like, I'm slightly intrigued by the, and then he's gone, and I'm like, Nick out.
Yeah.
So, because I already am not a huge fan of the zombie concept stuff.
Yeah, they have
So-
another zombie apocalypse show on
course
Netflix.
they
Isn't
do.
it?
Yeah. Black something. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Black something zombies.
Yeah.
So
They're
yeah,
running
season.
zombies
So yeah,
anymore.
Sabrina season 2.
Nice.
We downloaded that for the flight there and back. It was a good show. Still great show.
Yeah.
So if you get an opportunity to finish season 1 and then go into
I
season
mean,
2,
yeah.
it does. Yeah, it picks up right
I haven't
away.
started.
Yeah.
It picks up right away. So there's no time jump. So other than that, Smash Brothers,
With
Joker. With Joker. I love Joker. He's so great. He's a little hard to use.
I've played one round with him.
I've played exclusively.
Then I drew a penis on the level editor.
I don't like the level editor. It's not as fun as I thought it would be.
It can do some cool things, but you have to
The-
put in a lot of
Yeah,
time.
they advertised being able to do all sorts of layer work and
Yeah.
all this intricate details, and I was like, I was having trouble getting a solid platform.
Yeah, people have done some really cool stuff.
Someone did the tapping Sonic from Sonic 1 and 2.
Yeah. Because you can actually make the levels move in the whole 9 yards. So yeah, it's if some cool stuff's come out of it. I'm like, I just want to make a box where we jump down a hole.
I want to make a death box.
Yeah.
I want to make a death box.
Like we jump down a hole and we fight until one of us can
Hit that one
perfectly
pixel.
ping that. Yeah.
One pixel. And everyone gets a hammer.
Yeah. So, cool.
Yeah, Smash Brothers is great with Joker. I like him.
Nice.
No surprise.
Well, yeah. It's Persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I think that's all. I did a few things.
Just a few.
Just a few things.
Just a couple.
Yeah, just a few things.
I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine with Sean Astin.
Oh yeah, that's coming to season Netflix. I can finally catch up all in one go.
So
Yeah.
he was on. That was fun. They did a 24-hour episode.
Okay.
But it was 21 minutes.
Yeah.
So it starts off with Scully and Hitchcock putting a lasagna in the microwave.
Already great.
So
Already great.
they know the microwave lasagna. It says 20 minutes on the back.
Yeah.
But everybody knows 21 and a half minutes is how long it takes
Yes.
to make a perfectly microwave lasagna.
Ah.
Clearly.
So that sets the tone because then they move into the next room as things progress, and all of a sudden they only have 19 minutes left for the other thing that they actually have to accomplish that's important.
Yeah.
So Hitchcock and Scully get their side quest, which is to get garlic bread. And then there's something else happening in the precinct that they have to deal with. And so, but everything is then timed. So things keep happening, and it's like, you've got 10 minutes, and then I'm like, then this happens.
Yeah.
So everything, but it's actually timed. So if you sat there with your phone going
Yeah.
like, at 21 minutes and you hit, or
Okay,
21 and a half
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
and you hit go, it tracks to the right amount of time. So that was a fun episode. They're really having fun on NBC with a lot of this stuff. Like,
I've been so behind. I think I've watched 2 episodes.
I think NBC just kind of, they're like, we love you, do your thing. Like, you've given us The
keep
Good
going.
Place, which is good. Like, you've given us so many good shows. You do
Michael
you.
Michael Gardner.
Sure.
Michael
Sure. I don't know. Either way, like, he's...
Schumacher.
No.
I started watching I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. It's a sketch comedy show. The guy who is the main star was an SNL writer for the longest time. Friend of Andy Samberg. Andy Samberg produces this show. So it's just a bunch of random sketches.
Yeah.
It is not a good binging show because he does not play a wide range of characters. Like, he's either really angry guy or really stupid guy. And those are kind of, like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, other people take over for the sketch. And every once in a while, you kind of nail it, like one lands.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. But that's the problem with the sketch show, is not all of them will hit. Or they go on 2 beats too long sort of thing. So, just started that one, so I'm not 100% sure. Battlefield 5 I've been playing. The online. The Battlefield
Still
5.
try it now?
Pew pew.
I'm not doing Firestorm.
Isn't that the
That's their battle royale. It's stellar. Like, it's really well done because it's Battlefield. But
Well, it makes sense to have a battle royale in battle.
and there's a fire that's like, it's actually a fire that's encroaching,
Not just a
not just
shield.
not just a weird magnetic shield, because it's World War II. So
Magnetic shields
it's-
existed back then. Though.
it's legitimately a giant ring of fire that's slowly closing in. But they've got the Battlefield 5 like drops and cars and like all of their things. Everything's destructible. So again, like, you're hiding in a house and all of a sudden the wall's gone.
The house is not
The
there.
house is not there anymore. That part's cool, but the single player, even the death matches and the conquests, are fun. Like, it's 64 people on one map.
Yeah.
And they're trying to build, like, actual European cities again and all of that jazz from World War II. And the weapons are this and all of that, and those pieces.
Yeah.
The Battle Royale part is funny because, obviously, with the game, you have, like, 4 different classes and you create the different, like, loadouts.
Yeah.
In the Battle Royale, it starts off going, all of your loadout, none of this counts. Like, you're not a medic. You are not a sniper. You are just a paratrooper going in with, like, your whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. But they warn you because people who have obviously spent a lot of time online and have unlocked all of this stuff drop in with nothing. So you can't, like, upgrade yourself to the max, drop in and be like, I am the best soldier ever in Firestorm.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
yeah. It evens out the playing field
Yeah,
a little bit on that one,
A
yeah.
little bit.
So that one's fun. Doing that online. NHL, I finally reached the end of my season, so we're now in playoffs.
Are you?
I'm the
you
Oil,
NHL or-
Oil Kings, so
Are
I'm
you?
still...
Are your points like the Tampa Bay Lightnings? Are you like the most points
They
in the
just
league?
don't matter.
Actually, well, yeah, it's funny
Points
because
don't matter.
we finished in...
Has someone made that meme yet? Someone needs to make that meme.
Point
Welcome to the
meme.
NHL playoffs where your points don't matter.
That's exactly how it goes. We lost our first game to whoever we're up against. So
You don't even know?
no, because I don't know that league that well. Is there a Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hurricanes.
That's
Hurricanes.
pretty.
Yeah. Okay. See.
We're
Hurricanes,
talk
Hurricanes.
to someone here about it.
I was trying to think of who they were. I'm like,
I
the
thought there was,
jersey's
like-
the
I thought there
jersey's
was-
red. I
thought
think it's an H on the
Hurricane?
jersey. Hurricanes.
Isn't there another Hurricanes?
Yes.
Well, in the NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the NHL.
Oh.
I'm not in the NHL yet. I've played a little bit more through Katana Zero on my Switch.
Mm.
The story's unraveling in a very strange way. I was not expecting this much story out of that game. I'm getting it though, and it's
Yeah.
fun. It's exciting. Spider-Verse, I've started reading the comics again because I never got to finish because my subscription ran out the last time and the comics ended before Spider-Verse was over. The last time I subscribed to Marvel Unlimited, so I'm back in on that.
There's
There's an
an one
angle.
that takes a year to come
The
out.
newest comics on Marvel Unlimited are now from October of 2018.
Still a little bit.
Little
Not-
bit.
Not quite a
that's,
year.
That's a
But I can get into all the Darth Vader comics and all of that kind of stuff. And again, I can
Yeah.
cancel my subscription after a month because I can catch up.
I'm assuming it's because there's Endgame. There's like a promo going on.
There's
people because I've always thought about signing up when they.
yeah, I got
that.
$5 off my first month.
But
I
how
think.
far back can you go with the reading?
All right.
Really far. Like you can go back really far. You just up to present. You can only get to October of 2018.
Which is weird because I would think that you could just
No, because they still want you to spend $6 on
comics.
comics.
No, I guess.
So.
That's tempting.
So I've been catching up on those. I watched Aquaman.
How is Aquaman?
How did you find out?
No, it's on my list.
I enjoyed Aquaman. There were parts of Aquaman that were a little... I don't know. The underwater stuff was still a little weird to me.
Why?
I don't know.
Was it the waving hair thing?
I don't know.
Because I
I thought the waving hair was fine.
I don't know.
No.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I think they did a really good job with the underwater stuff.
They did do a pretty good job. It was a good movie. Like, legit out of the DC and all of that, like, good superhero flick.
Yeah.
Because they kept it basic. The Black Manta stuff was cool. Like,
Did you guys watch Shazam all, by the way?
yeah.
Oh, he is. Did,
Yeah.
did
It's for comment
That's what's
today.
I'm getting there.
okay.
I
I haven't yet. I need to see.
Aquaman
We do need to
was...
see.
It's good. Looks funny.
Aquaman, they had fun with the character. Because really, like...
Yeah.
Just scratch everything and go back to let's
Comic
just
books.
they did the costume really well, the whole 9 yards. Because
Does he get into
They
the-
dive into the universe.
Does he
really
get into the
well.
golden green like really early?
no,
Okay.
they de-aged some people. They tried to Marvel-esque de-age some people.
Oh, like Willem Dafoe.
Yep, yep. They de-aged Willem Dafoe. They
I didn't notice
de-aged the guy who played Jango Fett, and they de-aged Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman
I
was
don't think Nicole
most-
Kidman was that hard though.
No, hers was mostly makeup.
Yeah.
They got rid of a lot of wrinkles on Jango Fett,
I'm trying to think of which character he was.
the dad,
Right.
at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's in the movie for like.
No, he's in
He's in
parts.
it.
He's in it, but at the beginning, it's how Aquaman's
Oh.
parents meet.
So you have to de-age.
I see what
everybody.
you're talking about.
So they had to de-age some people.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman wouldn't have been that.
No,
hard.
she was not that tough, but she's already
She's
part
one-
plastic, but it's fine.
Change the plastic on her.
Yeah. But yeah, he definitely. I'm sitting there looking at him, going like, I know this actor.
Could be the water as the moisturizer.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then
They just wrinkle so fast.
And then he got aged later, and I'm like, oh, it's him from the Star Warses. Cool.
The Star Wars.
I'm good now.
I get that reference.
Yeah, I'm better now.
I get that reference.
But no, overall, it's a pretty stellar flick. I would have preferred, I think, more of the Black Manta stuff as opposed to the underwater stuff, and then let that
Yeah,
play out a
set
little
up
bit
how you-
longer.
You need to set the story, the universe up, though.
I get that, but like instead of going straight into like this big fight underwater, like give me Black Manta and start alluding to some of those pieces. I don't know how you do it. It was a fun movie, regardless. Like I did,
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And especially out of DC, like
They're getting
again,
better. Like,
if I get Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Shazam type films, I'm cool.
As long as they're having, just take the license and just have fun with it.
Well, and that's it. Like
pretty much. As long as
They had
Wonder
fun
Woman
in
2 doesn't
Aquaman.
flop. And
yeah, we'll see. But and then Shazam, we saw Shazam.
we did choose Shazam.
I want to see Shazam.
It was fun.
It is us if we were superheroes.
Yeah. They do.
So-
I thought they did a pretty good job of if a 14-year-old gets
With superpowers.
superpowers. and
Once
becomes
again, it's us. If
the
we
best
get
version of
superpowers.
himself.
So us,
sort of
so us
thing.
right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you fly? I don't know.
And at the same time, like, foster kid piece to it all. So not just like if we got powers, we'd sit there going, okay, I have to do the superhero thing. He doesn't necessarily jump right to being like, I gotta save people and do it right. Like, he has to grow into that piece of it all. But good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
A lot
It
of
looks
funny
like
elements to it.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It was.
It
was
was
like,
fun.
It just looks like a lot of fun.
And that, I think, was part of Zachary Levi's piece, was being
making
in it.
Fun.
Was he was.
And that's the
having
one
fun.
character you can. Like with all the other superheroes, it's kind of
Well,
serious. I
Especially
gotta do my job. Where
Especially with Batman.
Well, a DC
and
character.
even you go back to the comics and all that with the animated stuff. Shazam is obviously a kid,
Yeah.
so he jokes around a lot more.
The
He
only
takes
one I
it
can think of
seriously.
that they've put into the film so far is like maybe the Flash. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Flash is very much that comical, whimsical, like, okay, yeah, cool, yeah.
See, well, and the piece is like a lot of.
his running bothered me.
It was a little kooky, yeah.
Yeah, they did then that was just an artistic choice
Yeah.
by a certain someone that shouldn't make any more DC movies, but
He
that's
will.
cool.
He will.
Yeah, this one I thought was fun and a good movie, and overall, again, if this is what I get at a DC from now on,
My thing with all of them, including Aquaman, is where do you go with villains?
yep. Batman.
And that's always my thing. I looked up after I watched Aquaman. That's what I looked up as who else can he fight?
Black Manta.
Is his main person? Yep.
Black Manta.
So
Hold on.
Black Adam.
Manta.
Black Adam.
So that's. I think
They
that's where
allude
they're
to him.
Is Black Adam alluded? Because I don't think
He's not
The
in
Rock.
it. He's
Yeah,
not in
The
it.
Rock didn't shoot anything for it.
No,
No,
he,
he's a
he said
producer.
he wasn't.
He's a producer.
Right, but he didn't shoot anything
No,
for
he
it.
didn't shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
No,
but they alluded to him.
they
Black Adam.
allude to the character.
Well, we knew that was that character.
Oh,
was
yeah.
happening anyways, right? So.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, fun movie. I like the touch where Billy Batson as a kid wears Chucks. I caught it.
Chucks.
Like, he wears sneakers the whole time, even as like young Billy Batson. You see him like yay age, and then yay like 14, and then as Shazam.
Yeah.
So, and he's always got Chucks on
Some kind of chucks.
until Shazam. Then he doesn't wear Chucks. But
Well, yeah.
as far as we know, they could be under the massive
He
boots.
tried to
'Cause-
figure out how he has to pee.
yeah,
He doesn't.
because the costume doesn't quite like come off, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes the perfect version of himself, and it turns out to be Zachary Levi.
The testing of the powers is great.
Yeah, and you see some of that in the trailers where they're like filming as they're testing powers.
As he's
and that
flossing?
kinda, yeah.
Is it flossing in the movie?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Tested his strength.
Testing strength, testing flight,
Flight.
testing like laser eyes and this and that, teleportation
Speed,
at one
super
point,
speed.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice that like the sidekick in the movie
It's also 14.
is also, well, he's 14 and into superheroes, so like he's got a batarang, and he's got a bullet, one of the bullets that hits Superman, like he pulls it out and goes like he's a comic book nerd. So on top of that, this guy comes to him going like, all of this junk, like let's do it. And it's okay, if we're gonna test things, can you fly? Like,
Yeah,
so they
all
test
the
out
basic.
they test out all the basic powers, essentially exactly what you would do if you're like, I now have superpowers. What can I do?
Can I take a bullet?
That's part of it.
It's in the trailer.
So, I thought they did a really good job.
It just looks like a fun movie.
And
That's
the piece is, yes. And I think DC's biggest thing, even in the comics, is they're gods who have to act like humans, unless it's the Flash or Shazam, where you get all of a sudden the human that gets the powers.
Yeah.
That's where things kind of shift. And that's where, like, Superman is a god that's pretending to be
A human.
a human. Wonder Woman, legitimately, like, at least a
Demigod.
We
demigod.
haven't seen
that's-
her pretend yet.
But
She's
we kind of have.
She pretended
She's
in
been-
World War One.
Yeah.
She had the shield going through the revolving door.
Yeah. And they did, like, some of the Louvre stuff where it's, like, pieces. But that's the thing is, it's just like, look at our massive superpowers. And it's like, yeah, but I want to know.
What do you do in your free time?
Yeah, what do you like to... Do you like mini golf? You know, a little putt-putt? What's the...
Do you like to watch movies about yourself?
Yeah. So, those kind of, and that's where this one's nice is you do get a lot of Billy Batson as
Yeah.
opposed to. And I watched Kevin Smith's thing, and Mark Bernardin saw it, and his one piece was he wishes there was more like kid ingenuity, like only a kid would think of a way out of a problem, and that's how you handled it. This was your basic superhero fare. They punched, they kicked, they flew,
Sucker
they,
punch.
yeah, like that's how they dealt with their problems by the end of the movie was
Who can punch harder?
superpowers,
Who has more superpowers?
which isn't a problem. I thought it was still a good flick, but as soon as
Yeah.
he's like, it would have been cool if he would have figured something out that he could have only done as Billy
Yeah.
and pulled something off that way, or had to do part of it as Billy and then part of it as Shazam, in that manner of like, oh, a kid will think way different than an adult.
Yeah.
That would have been cool to see, and we didn't see that, but that's starting to like nitpick.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good movie. There was
That's it.
one CGI part that I looked at and went weird, but they fixed it as, like it was one of the first CGI bits, and then the rest of the CGI I thought was really good. So that's what I did.
Cool.
You did COD.
We did play COD as well, but we've been CODing like crazy. So
That's true.
we've been talking about CODing like crazy. So.
Still did it.
We did
And
COD.
Conan.
You just walked around with dicks flying out?
No, you can't do that on the PlayStation.
No,
Lame.
not in North America.
You can do it in North America if you play on the computer.
Can you make a character in a different region and then bring him in?
No.
No, you have to buy the game in a different region.
Yes, we CODed and Conan.
We did.
The house is getting bigger.
Yes.
We have smelting tools.
Yes,
And
we did.
smelled.
Oh yeah, I forgot we went back. Yes. We did.
Yes.
We did do a second round.
Yes.
Conan. That's right.
This is where your and Brian's experience kind of takes over now, because I'm kind of almost sitting back, kind of, okay, what do I do next?
If it helps, we're at the limits of what we can do. Unless you want to expand the house, we're really good at house building.
I don't think I expected in Conan
We
to
need
be a
to go
house
start
building
fighting
simulator.
things.
We need to go start finding. I know where a dungeon is. But we have to be level 30 before we go there.
Not even close.
Nope.
I don't even know what level I am.
I think I'm like 20. So I got 10 more levels, but
But that's like when
you
hit
gain
30.
them by crafting
Right,
stuff.
but like
and-
hitting
By
30
following the journey.
hitting 30 is different than being ready at 30. Right?
yes.
So like
I have armor now.
it's like the minimum
I have chests, armor.
Conan does a really good job of like the armor pieces add weight.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be really armored up, but then you can't carry as much stuff.
This way you just have backup.
Well, so that's the piece is like
you have a mule. Get a mule.
I decided really early on that I was not going to I was going to be the light, fast moving person. I have a gigantic sword. Like I've gone very Final Fantasy,
Naked.
Naked Final
so
Fantasy sword.
I'm pretty much like I have no clothes on.
Who's the girl
almost.
in the group? Do you have boobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I almost have
I'm
nothing
flying.
on. And the one time, like we found pirate gear because we started
Yeah.
killing the people across the way from us, and they're pirates. So I have a peg leg
Like
now.
actual people?
No, like
Wow.
it's NPCs
Yeah.
because we're not playing on a server because the servers are like
Ridiculously
Cutthroat?
filled up.
already filled.
Cutthroat.
Yeah.
Well, not
We didn't even cutthroat. You can't build anywhere.
Oh.
Nowhere good.
No, you can't establish yourself anywhere because everybody's already done it.
Well, then just fight them.
Yeah, they built cities.
Yeah, there's just like
And you fight them.
you can't. You have to build a thing first before you can even bother
Fight
trying.
them and take it over.
You, it's not how it works. They have like
That's a barbarian.
They have
thing.
catapults, man. We have like an axe for cutting down a tree.
I have a Hulk.
A really good
We have a
accent.
Hulk.
Yeah. But the armor piece is cool. It plays like KOTOR used to, where if you want to be able to do certain things, like there's even one of the traits where if you're over encumbered, you will do more damage.
Okay.
So you actually want to have as much armor on.
So that's
as
like the
possible.
equivalent. That's like throwing yourself into the enemy kind of thing, right?
Sort
That's-
of.
That's what
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the vibe I get from that ability.
So, but yeah, like you can play with the abilities and that kind of stuff a little bit differently. But yeah, Conan's. We're reaching the point where Brian and I don't know what to do anymore.
I'm just gonna build armor.
We had to start wikiing things like crazy people. So
I'm a armor and
yeah,
go. I'm not very good at this fighting thing.
you get used to it. Well, no, I found the lock on button, and I knew there was one because there was one on the PC. So R3 locks on. That helps.
That
a ton.
doesn't bother me. It's more I can't take the hits and everything.
That's so that then.
I don't block.
more
it.
armor.
Well, no, it's swing, dodge. Essentially, is the big trick to that game. That's how I was.
That
fighting
sounds like
off,
Dark Souls almost.
Way
get-
easier than Dark Souls.
So
Because this one you can swing and roll back, and the enemy's like,
Oh, I gotta come get you.
Huh? And by the time they start running at you again, you're like swing,
So
swing,
it's not
roll.
like swing, dodge, but dodged into another enemy that just.
No, I was fighting
shanks you.
3 of them at one point and died because one of them happened to be a boss. And so if he hit me once, and all of a sudden my health was down to like half, and I'm like, ruh-roh. Like,
Quickly get some
Dark
food.
Souls.
abandon ship!
Dark Souls.
Yeah,
Corn Souls.
We have beds now, so we're good. We can respawn wherever.
we can respawn at our actual base as opposed to the desert. So, which is good, because if we spawn at the desert, we spawn... I don't know where we actually spawn, because we're part of Brian's game, so we might actually spawn closer to him.
Probably. Oh, no, it
What if
starts
he's
back
next
in
to
the
the
desert.
bed? Then you'll spawn
When
next
I-
to the bed
we spawn
anyways.
next to the
What I found is that it will just pull you.
Oh,
You'll start back at the desert, but it will automatically
start
pull
pulling you?
Yeah.
All right.
Ah!
Pretty
Across
much.
the desert.
You are too far away from host.
Thanks.
So you start getting magnetically pulled towards Brian.
Pretty much.
Yep. What else did you do?
I Dishonored.
Oh, yeah.
I finished that game finally.
I'm not interested. Oh wait, sorry. I was thinking of the other Ubisoft game.
Division?
No, the medieval fighting game.
Oh,
For Honor?
For Honor.
That's what I was getting confused. Never mind. Never mind.
Dishonored.
Dishonored. Dishonored is a good game.
Dishonored is
Dishonored is a good game. Never mind. Yes.
It's a good game.
Not,
I
not
stopped
for,
looking for
not
the
for
ruins and all that, and just actually focus on the story.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of funny stuff in that game to happen. I'm gonna go into the rat. Okay, I'm a rat now.
Only for a little bit.
Yeah, good enough. I'm a
No, it's,
rat bastard.
I remember what I did. The final boss thing was a little irritating.
Oh, yeah.
Was it a little too gamey? Or
Well, no, because your whole thing is you're supposed to sneak around and do all this.
And then fight at the end.
Well, no, it's,
so it's like the Deus Ex issue.
Is that what happened?
so it forced the sneaking into a kind of a... Because you have the option, like anybody else in that game, you can either let them live or you can
Yeah.
kill them. But to try and let them live was kind of next to impossible.
Oh. Oh, yeah, and you were trying not to kill people, right?
I tried not to. I was killing people.
You're trying not to. That's the important part. You were trying not
Like
to.
the first 2 bosses, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't kill them, but after there was
But
a
yeah.
lady I had to go
But
after,
how do
and
you
I
get the
could.
trophy? You need the trophy for not killing anyone.
Oh, that's a long task.
That's a job for another day.
Not right now. Right now, I was just learning the game and trying to figure out how to do everything.
It's like the don't kill anyone trophy in Metal Gear Solid. Those are hard.
Yeah, tranks.
But then they fall into the water and then they drown.
That's not my fault.
That was not me.
They
The water killed that man.
I only pushed them.
dead.
The
No,
water killed
I
him.
looked at some of those trophies. I'm not even attempting that. Yeah, so. It's amazing actually how many people I've actually killed in that game. I was still at low chaos
Oh, yeah.
throughout that whole thing. So I don't know how to get
Kill everyone.
high. I have to kill every single person,
Kill everyone at least once.
I guess.
Hello, ma'am.
Come back, live, and respawn. Cause sink again.
I see you have a child.
I see you're pregnant now.
Ah!
2 for 1.
Red Wedding,
Wait, what?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we Game of Thrones. I know what the Red Wedding is, yo.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Purple wedding?
No,
Then I don't know.
There is actually a purple wedding.
in the books, or in the again.
Both.
I only know the Red Wedding.
The
'cause it was
purple
like
wedding.
the
All I
biggest
know-
television
The purple
event.
wedding is so much.
All I
better.
really know is there's a lowland Darth Maul, and that's like good. That's all I know about
What?
a lowland Darth Maul.
Oh yeah, there's the Frost Giants look like Darth Maul, or the Frost guys,
He
the
looks like Darth Maul.
Skinwalkers, Walkers, whatever they are.
A
The
lowland
whites.
The, yeah, White Walkers. Thank
Sure,
you. I knew there was
sure.
a Walker.
Sure.
Either way, they got the little horns. So some people.
Only the king.
Well, so that's the piece. Is they're putting Darth Maul's head there, and then
A lowland Darth Maul.
yeah, that's the joke.
That's all I know.
Oh, God.
I can Game of Thrones.
Sure. Speaking of that, I'm going to jump into that one.
Duh. All right, let's.
I did watch episode 2.
How many?
It is the
people,
calm before the storm.
Did more people
literally
die? How many people die in this episode?
nothing.
Really?
No one.
What?
No one has died in the first 2 episodes.
That's not a Game of Thrones.
Spoilers.
Not Game of Thrones. I expect.
No, it is.
They're,
It
they're
is.
waiting.
It is. The next episode is going to be the 82-minute episode that is nothing but a fight.
So wait, 80. Wait, are they all not 82 minutes long, or are they all a separate
These last
time?
2 have been under an hour.
It's so inconsistent.
This is the last season. This original episode was just going to be over.
Well, because you're only getting, what, 6 episodes
Yeah.
or something? Yeah, so.
Originally, this episode was only going to be just over an hour, but they increased it by another 20 minutes.
Okay.
But
Let's
it's
fit
gonna-
more killing.
Fitting in more
essentially,
killing.
like, literally,
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Literally, this episode was like, everybody kind of okay. We know they're coming. We're just kind of
Now they
talking about
they being like the dragon,
the undead.
the undead army.
Yeah,
They sound like they're pretty cool though.
the undead.
Yeah.
They're undead trying to kill everything.
Oh, I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. I did. All I know is Hodor.
Dead.
Well, yeah, I get, but that doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. And actually, it explains his name, why he always says Hodor.
Right, but I don't understand leading. I don't understand much.
Oh, I get it. I get the.
The Night King is just Darth Maul after a kick-ass piece of gum.
5. What it feels to eat 5 gum.
A kind of weird moment on the show, though, where it kind of.
Weird moment on the show.
Well, no, it felt
is
weird
it
for
in
some fans.
perspective?
I read about it because one of the main characters that when the show started was 14 and
Yep.
looked like a child,
Okay.
and now we saw in this episode a side boob, and it's like, huh, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah,
because you've essentially watched her grown up, and it's kind of, is she even 18?
At this point, well,
No, the
in
actress,
real life, yes.
the actress
in
is
li-
22.
Yeah.
In
in
Game of
show,
Thrones,
though-
they said she's 18.
Oh, okay.
Side boob. It's not a full. It was actually up to her and how much she wanted to reveal.
Well, yeah, they got to that point with all of them where it was.
Do you want to be naked in front?
Pretty much.
Aquaman, do you want people to see your ding dong? You want people to see your ding dong?
Yeah. So I know.
He didn't have a choice. That was
my-
season 1, yo.
My brother sent me a little thing from Facebook where it was when this happened. Record amount of people went on Google to check her age. just to make sure.
It's the Google effect, the Game of Thrones effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this season so far. I mean, there's been a lot of tie-in to
It's a lot.
reconnecting with everybody.
I was gonna say like it's the last thing they need to tie up all the bows as much as they can.
Well, like John,
We hope.
I don't know.
like John, one of the main characters.
Jon Snow?
Yeah,
I know him. Is he?
he hasn't.
The name recommends. The name rings a bell.
He hasn't seen Arya or Brad since
Isn't
the
he?
first season.
Isn't he doing his aunt or something like that?
I'm not going to jump into that.
Dude, there's so many
But
books to go over.
John hasn't seen Arya or Brad for
The entire
season 1,
Oh.
for episode 1.
He's been busy.
Doing
So
his aunt.
it's always been a big reunion
Okay.
thing right now, and even characters who are kind of related, like.
Well, because everybody's a cousin or something. Or
Yeah,
something,
and that's what it
everybody.
referenced. There's a little girl that's kind of a ruler of a section of the north.
Good for her.
So the White
Because she
Walker
had
is like
to.
a lost uncle.
And one of the main characters was talking to her, who was from the same area, and
Okay.
yeah, they call each other cousin.
Right.
And is that just like a
Term of
normal-
endearment? Or,
Yeah. It's like brother.
No, I think
No,
honestly,
it's literally because his dad used to run that area,
Yeah.
but he didn't anymore, and now he's seen her, who's in charge, and it's, hey, cousin.
That was even right off the bat. It was like these guys were cousins and or brothers and or like
Yeah.
yes, most of the ruling class of that show, from what I got, was in some way related to someone else that was in another.
Yeah.
The family tree is weird.
Like it's
It really
one of
is,
those.
especially when you're doing your aunt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, doing your. I mean, it's pretty okay.
But, I mean, Giants Bane, Torment, I think his name was Torment in the show. Kind of stole the show for the comedic purposes. He's probably the highlight of the episode for me.
But Peter Dinklage is supposed to be funny.
No,
But he's not dead yet.
No.
Oh, I thought he was dead.
Nope.
I watched Sesame Street put up a Game of Thrones video.
Yeah, Elmo.
That was great. I didn't even understand anything that was happening, but I was like, "This, I can get on board."
They're both owned by the same company.
Yes, they are.
HBO.
Yeah.
They bought Sesame Street a few years ago.
Sesame Street did something with the Westworld too, I think.
I don't know. No, Sesame. So HBO makes a Sesame Street episode,
Yeah.
and then 6 months later. So if you have HBO, you can watch brand new Sesame Streets. But 6 months later, they'll give them to PBS for free, because they respect the work that PBS has done with Sesame Street
Yeah.
for so long. HBO's like, we'll make them.
Yeah.
We get them first, then you can have them, okay? And everybody's like, so PBS is like, we don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So, and literally, this show the episode ended with the undead army at a distance and seeing the castle.
And when is this episode coming out?
Sunday.
This Sunday? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Man, this is a big weekend.
It really is.
It's a big weekend.
yeah.
Big weekends.
Well, they said there was something online where it's a bad year for geeks because Game of Thrones ends. Star Wars is ending its 42 year, something like that. Marvel is ending their 10-year run. It's a bad year for nerds.
It's okay. DC's gonna start picking up pace here.
Sure they will.
Are they?
Sure they will.
One movie at a time.
I've got this.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon can be the next
Detective Pikachu
movie
starts a
universe.
new one. I'd
Yep.
like to see the Pokemon
A universe.
CU, PCU, PCU,
Pokemon Collective Universe.
Connected Cinematic Universe. A PCU, please.
PCU.
And then the other couple movies. Watched Vacation.
The new one.
Original.
The original of
I
it.
was gonna say like
Wally World.
Yeah. I love how he slowly progresses in insanity.
He does it in every movie. It's the best. Watching Chevy Chase slowly devolve into like a bass just starts swearing his head off, insane
Punching
man.
a moose in the nose.
I'm surprised that none of those jokes. It's like, why does this shit keep happening to me?
They play that in the new Vacation movie a little bit.
No.
Like this vacation's not going to be like the other vacations. This vacation's going to stand on its own as its own vacation sort of thing, like as a
Since it's not a
Griswold.
reboot.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the original Vacation.
That was good.
Have you seen Christmas Vacation?
Not yet. I'm catching up. Don't worry.
I don't know if I've seen Christmas Vacation or if I've seen it. I don't remember seeing it.
The only one I'm having a hard time actually finding is
European?
no.
Vegas.
the Vegas one.
Yeah.
That's the hardest one.
Ignore Christmas Vacation 2.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
That was bad.
I wouldn't go for
Yeah, no.
any sequel around that time was kind of.
Well, they followed cousin Eddie and his family. Like,
Oh.
so the Griswolds are not involved in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. And you're like, what? Yeah, no, I loved Vacation and Wally. Yeah, that whole.
It was good.
Yeah. Where's the dog?
Poor dog. He's probably back there. He probably chased you for half a mile.
That is so morbid.
And Edna,
Yeah.
we just dropped her off. What?
I'm gonna watch that movie again. I don't remember.
And then he just wants to go to Wally World. We had to just chop her off.
All he fucking wants to do is go to Walt.
I gotta watch that movie again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I'm surprised his wife was still with him.
She stuck through him for all that crap. Wait until European Vacation. You'll really be surprised she's still with him.
I don't know if I have a European Vacation.
I have them all digitally, so if you ever actually just want to watch them, I have.
I
Like, I
don't.
can. Yeah. I know, but if you want to watch them, you
I'm
can
surprised
come here
Google
and
Play you
watch.
can't like share a video.
Well, I
I'm
can.
a-
Like, my
an
wife
iPhone.
can get them.
Yeah, but like send a temporary link to a friend.
I'm an iPhone.
Yeah,
So-
you can still get Google Play movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other one I watched was Good Will Hunting.
Also a good flick.
Never seen it. Never seen it. Not that I think it's a bad movie.
Oh no, it was a good.
No,
movie.
you should see it. That's my.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I
I
just
don't
never
know.
seen it.
I felt comparisons to the schoolwork I'm doing right now.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's quite something.
Yeah.
I respect it as a movie. I just haven't.
No, you should see it. It's
No,
great.
Robin Williams is good.
Robin Williams is killer. The Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are like, well, they
That's
wrote
the one
it.
where they
Ben
stand on
Affleck
top.
wasn't huge. in
That's
it.
the one where they stand on top of the desks, right?
No,
Or
it's
Dead Poet Society.
Dead Poets
Okay,
Society.
yeah.
No, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They wrote it.
Oh yeah, I know. They
Yeah,
did.
Oh no, Matt Damon is the main character. He is.
But Ben
he's
Affleck
Will.
was kind of
Yeah, he's the Jersey character from.
the side character. Yeah.
So is his brother,
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
Casey Affleck's in it. Yeah, there's some good talent in that flick actually. And
Yeah.
what was it? The reason that movie got made was because Kevin Smith gave the script to someone at the production company.
Yeah, he was a part of that too. I think he was a producer.
Something like that.
I think he was a producer of the
Because
film.
him and Ben were still friends back then.
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, there's a part where Ben Affleck says something along the lines of like, only someone really stupid would be in it. Or the only way you're getting decent actors into a movie like that is if they owe the director something. And then he kind of just deadpans at the camera. Because essentially the only reason Good Will Hunting got made, which is the entire reason Ben Affleck has the career he has. And Matt Damon. But that was legitimately, Ben Affleck's piece was like, the only reason I'm doing Jay and Silent Bob is because this guy got me Good Will Hunting. That's why I always laugh with Kevin Smith. He doesn't think he's like that important in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like you listen to him talk and he's just like, oh man, it'd be nice if I could be like that guy. And you're like, you are that guy, dum-dum. Like,
he's just modest.
He's very modest. It's refreshing in a way, but it's just funny because he wishes he could be like, you know, this guy, and it's like, you are. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, I really liked the Robin Williams press because it was a subtle humor. It wasn't outright.
Yeah, it just showed that he could actually act.
Yeah, and he could do all of that. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yep.
Cool. Not much to say on that one.
No. Good flick. Good Will Hunting 2, though.
Is there a 2?
Which movie was that?
Was it like an unofficial sequel?
No, that was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They actually are filming Good Will Hunting 2 hunting season.
Oh, good.
So they go back. There's a scene in I think it's the college bar.
Yeah.
And there's one of the really rich, smart kid is kind of making his way, like trying to talk about philosophy and all that jazz. And
even watching that was awesome.
But Matt Damon's character, who's the street character, but reads and knows everything, right?
He kind of eidetic memory.
Yeah, he fires back with like, "Well, no, you're talking like a moron because this guy says this, and he's got the old Boston accent, and he sounds like he shouldn't know the things he's talking about."
Yeah, I mean, even kind of built on it was. The guy says it, and he's like, well, this is what your opinion is right now. Give it a couple months, you're going to think differently with this book, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then jump to another, and then you're going to think differently with this book.
Yeah. And so the scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is they're back in that bar, and he goes, you were right about this thing, but you were wrong about that. Like, they restart this fight. Like, they got all three of those acts. So it's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and that...
No Minnie Driver?
No. But they got those three back, and they start fighting.
Physically?
No, like, about the whole thing. And it's like, this time you're dead wrong. And they both pull out shotguns from behind them because it's hunting season. So, but yeah, Good Will Hunting, good flick.
It was.
I have that one on my digital as well.
I'll have to hunt it down. I'll have to hunt it down.
But yeah.
That's it for me.
Cool.
Maybe a little bit of Cuphead. But
Cuphead's great. You get it on the Switch?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Me too. It's a good little mobile game to have.
I'm looking at rebuying it.
I did. He was talking about it. I'm like, I'm not rebuying it. And then that night I'm like,
yeah.
Damn it, Chris.
I might rebuy it.
I blame
that's what I do.
Yep. Either way.
I've been playing Dragaria Lost too. There's a Fire Emblem crossover event right now.
Crazy.
I don't know anything about Fire Emblem, so it's completely on me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I still like that game for as little money as I put into it, which is 0.
There you go. Thanks for watching the Post Credit Show.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. We're gonna talk
do it
about
all
more.
over again.
Same great time, same great taste, same great place.
So like and subscribe and follow and
Same
share
great
and
time,
do all
same
of
great
those
place.
lovely things.
I heard
And hit
place.
barrelrollnews.com
That's the point.
so you can find all of our social media links and stay up to date with everything we're doing. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys next
Bye.
week.
Bye.